Welcome, everyone, to the Four Post Massacre Podcast. I am, of course, your host.
No, that's a lie, because tonight, my friends, tonight is the Space Jam Podcast. It's everything you want to know about the 1996 classic Space Jam. We're doing a whole retrospective tonight. We got Bill Murray in the house. He's going to talk about his experience on the set. Bugs Bunny himself is here, motherfuckers. It's all about the Space Jam. We got the Elite Squad. We got the Toon Squad. We got the Monster Squad up in this bitch. Right? That's what we're doing tonight, right? Right?
Where did all this shit come from?
Damn straight. We're talking about Space Jam tonight.
How did we even get into a fucking basketball stadium?
Yeah, damn straight. We doing Space Jam up in this bitch. We doing a whole retrospective. We're gonna talk about the shitty LeBron James one too.
This is a fucking wrestling podcast, you absolute twat.
I watched wrestling this week, and it was all about the Space Jam. Everybody get up. It's time to slam now. That's what you fucking get for giving me Doc Gallows left.
I gave you like 5 seconds of fucking the Good Brothers theme song. You give me a whole ass Space Jam intro?
Yeah, we Space Jam podcast this week.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, that's true.
I think we got the fucking Space Jam something in our Dynamite, but that's later. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Four Post Massacre Podcast. I am, of course, your host, not fucking whatever the hell Adam just said. I am simply Zaya. With me is whatever the hell he's going by this week, Adam Jackpot.
What up, everybody? It's Vern Ganja in the house.
I hate you so much. Fuck, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do 10 more episodes of this. But with us, we've got someone on the desk for the first time here at on the Four Post Massacre Podcast. You have heard his voice on almost nearly every Caw show you've watched ever. He simply goes by the names of Roman and sometimes Jamal. So I guess we'll just introduce him as Jamal Bedlam joining us.
Yo, yo.
So, Jamal, this is a question that goes to every guest that comes on to our show, but what is your knowledge? What is your extensive knowledge of professional wrestling?
Watched it for at least a good 24 years of my life. Say it's intermediate to advanced.
And what is your opinion on the 1996 phenomenon that is Space Jam?
Fucking God.
It's a personal guilty pleasure, but it's a shitty movie.
Damn straight it is. Represent Toon Squad. Jamal Bedlam, our guest this week. The first time we've actually had a guest come to us.
Yeah.
Via Twitter. I did not have to do my job this week, which was great. Good for me. Instead, Jamal pretty much putting himself out there as our guest this week, courtesy on Twitter, pretty much stemming from one of the biggest parts of our news segment this week when we get into it. But, as always, this is your part.
Oh, yeah. Now it is time for our AEW Dynamite review.
Dynamite. Ever since in a dashing by, flashing lights in a bar, just something Bugs Bunny's my dad. Dynamite.
So, we start off tonight. This is AEW Fight for the Fallen. It is their annual charity show that they do. I believe this is the third one that they've done. Or is this?
Yes.
Yeah,
it is, because the first one was before, like, the TV deals and everything.
Yes. So, yeah, do you remember what the charity was? I could, because I forgot to write it down.
If I'm not mistaken, it was Wounded Warriors.
Yes.
I believe it was a $100,000 donation, courtesy of AEW and the Khan family, as well as proceeds from a special Fight for the Fallen t-shirt available on Pro Wrestling Tees. I don't know if that's still up, but if it is, grab one, help out a nice charity. Not one of the bad ones that the other company likes to do.
Oh, trust me, we will get onto that company a little later on in the show. But for right now, we're going to start off by talking about our opening contest, which was, surprisingly enough, the 10-man elimination tag team match. The Dark Order taking on the Elite Squad! This is the part where you have the music. What? So I feel like...
Y'all ready for this? Now, this match could have just been the entrances alone. And it would have been 10 out of fucking 10.
Fucking the entrances. I was like, I don't even know why we need to have a match at this point. I'm already happy. Because these might...
Two completely different entrances, but two of the best entrances, maybe, of all time, wrestling-wise.
So, first out is the Dark Order, and they do this whole video package. You got the gruff voiceover dude, kind of like, what's that one fucking movie? The Big Lebowski?
Like a Clint Eastwood?
Yeah, something like that. I was going to say Big Lebowski.
It sounded like the Miller Lite commercial guy.
Yeah! And you got and they talk about cowboys. The cowboy always sticks with his partner, and the cowboy.
Amazing shot of Hangman and his shadow with the cowboy hat.
It was so good.
And then the actual entrance itself, where the spotlights on all of the members of the Dark Order, all dressed up as cowboys. And then, for the first time ever, people, don't adjust your headsets. Somebody else got the Cody Rhodes entrance. And It wasn't Cody. It was fucking Hangman.
And it was fucking well-deserved, because Jesus Christ, that pop for that whole entrance. I mean, people are all ready to get out of their seats once the video started playing. Like, they were already chanting cowboy shit. Like, they were ready to fucking go. But when he finally made his appearance, the fucking roof just went off, and it was so good. They all got little
phenomenal entrance,
purple handkerchiefs like on their necks or on their tights, and fucking they do the hand pose, and Hangman does his little gun pointing thing. It's so good. And speaking of so good, next
but then, besides the main event, which we'll get to, which was my highlight, this was my highlight. I love Space Jam. I don't know if you recognize that from our opening. I'm also currently wearing a Toon Squad baseball cap.
Are you really?
I am 100% wearing a Toon Squad baseball cap. All of a sudden, the song starts to come in. Justin Roberts starts to call them off as the players come in. I don't remember all of the nicknames he gave everybody. But they all come down one by one, introducing your starting lineup. Here comes Nick Jackson and Matt Jackson and Carl Anderson and the stupid one. Don Callis in fucking short shorts.
They called him
Kenny Omega.
They called him Captain Dangly.
Yeah, sure, whatever. Kenny Omega, and then all of a sudden, and they start dribbling the baskets in sync, and I'm like, oh my fucking god, this is the greatest fucking thing ever. They all have Elite Squad jerseys on. They have the big piece of rip-away paper as they run down and they crash through it like they're champions. They're all making dunk shots, except for the stupid one, because obviously he can't do anything right. And before the bell even starts, 10 out of 10. Match of the year.
Yeah, and then the actual match starts. And it's...
Jamal, opinions on these entrances alone.
Do you really want me to comment on the entrances?
Yes,
I think they've kind of moved themselves.
Yes, absolutely.
I think they're in meme god territory at this point. Like, you can't get any more meme than this.
Dude.
Then again, the Elite is all about memes.
To the people who are like, oh wow, the Elite are not like they're supposed to be serious. Like, you don't know the Elite at all.
No.
This is 100% what they would fucking do. And I love every bit of it, and I love Tony Khan for shilling out the $50,000 to get the song, because, oh my god, it's memorable. People are going to remember both of these entrances.
It was so great.
And then the match itself, holy shit!
So fucking good as well. Just immediately, right out of the gate, like, the match goes on for, like, a little bit. We get, like, a usual, like, it starts off all normal and stuff. But it immediately breaks down in like a millisecond. Like, everybody, it just goes into a straight off brawl. Fucking Jim Ross loved it though. Like, fucking.
This was one of the best matches he's called. He was so into this match.
Well, I would say
that after the.
Did you hear
what?
Did you hear what he fucking said? Like he had some fucking snarky remarks in there. Like, he was like, Callis went, oh, the referees lost control, and JR's like, oh, that's a shock. When does that ever happen? And then
at this point, that's just Jim.
And then the superplex spot when everybody is on the outside and they're all ready, and fucking JR's just like, oh, here we go.
I mean, it's funny because it's so just modern. It's just Jim at this point. Just he gets a little bit of like happiness, and then it's just completely taken away. But I mean, minus Jim Ross, this match was just fantastic. Stu Grayson looked amazing in this match.
Stu Grayson almost killed himself.
Stu Grayson did almost kill himself. Nobody caught him, and I'm surprised no one's talking about it.
Tope Asai, corkscrew, moonsault, and no one caught him. Just absolutely no water in the goddamn pool there.
But he was fine enough to get back up, go into the crowd, and then jump out of the crowd onto Doc.
Big dangly.
Yeah.
One half of the Impact Tag Team Champions, 2-time Impact Tag Team Champion, 3-time IWGP Tag Team Champion.
Can we go back to the Space Jam podcast?
So, superplex to the outside. Fucking Reynolds and Silver hit their sweet ass combination on Carl Anderson. I thought that was going to get 3, but Doc breaks it up. Reynolds gets set up for the Magic Killer. He's the first one out. After that, though, Carl Anderson just kind of gets stuck in the ring with all 4 members left of the Dark Order. He gets fucked up. Stu Grayson and Evil Uno hit Fatality. Carl's out of there. Like Adam brought up earlier, Stu and Doc get into it. They go out to the crowd. Stu dives on top of Doc, but they get both counted out. So Stu and Doc are out of there. At this point, it is down to Evil Uno, Silver, and Hangman against
the Bucks and Omega. Kenny.
So we get Evil Uno and Omega, and this one's been building because Omega has been personally just been making a fool out of Evil Uno for a good majority of this feud. Uno gets a good few shots in on Omega. Tries to go for the Swanton. Omega gets the knees up, hits the one-winged angel, eliminates Uno. And then it's just down to Silver and Hangman at that point. And then for a good 5 minutes, they work over Silver. Silver would get his get his second.
Well, by the way, his first match back, and he looked he's still money.
He's so fucking good. He's so good.
This crowd loved him, and I thought these were the perfect 2 to have the last remainings on the Dark Order page side of things.
So,
this kid is a future tag champion, or future TNT champion, or as a lot of people have said, but I don't know how that's going to work into now because of how the match ends. But him and Reynolds should go after Doc and Carl.
So Silver. During the break, the Bucks took out Hangman. So it's basically down to Silver. And so he's running wild on everyone. He's doing the fucking Cesaro fucking hot tag run. He's just going all over the ring. He's hitting everybody with everything. Looks like he has it. He hits a cool fucking torture rack airplane spin on Nick. That looked awesome. They would get the upper hand on Silver though. They do this ridiculous spot. I don't even know what was supposed to happen. So Silver is on the outside. Fucking Matt has him. They got him set up.
Oh Jesus! Well, okay. The intent here obviously was to go for the Meltzer driver.
Yeah.
No, the Indie Taker.
Indie Taker while slam dunking.
While slam dumping a ball. It did not happen.
No. Fucking
Nick completely misses.
And he doesn't even get the fucking Indie Taker, so Matt just has to do a fucking tombstone.
And then immediately just goes back up to the apron. Kenny hands him a ball and hits a slam dunk.
Crowd chanted, "You still miss," though. So, you know.
This crowd did chant, "You still miss." Very entertaining. Again, this crowd hot as fuck tonight here in North Carolina.
They were really hot for this match in particular. They get Silver in the ring. BT trigger. Silver's out. So it's 3 against 1. The Bucks and Omega against Hangman. It's all coming back full circle. It's revolution all over again. But this time, Hangman doesn't have anybody to watch his back. And so Hangman's fighting as much as possible. He's going after Omega and the Bucks. He's fighting them off. They keep cutting him off. He tries to go for all of his signature moves, but he just can't hit it. At one point, miscommunication between Omega and the Bucks. And then Hangman goes on the apron. Double buckshot. Eliminates Nick Jackson for the match. He takes it out 2-on-1. It wasn't Matt? I thought it was Nick.
It was Matt Jackson.
Okay. Well, Matt
They're looking so much like each other lately, it's getting fucking ridiculous.
So he gets rid of Matt. So now it's down to Nick and Omega. So now you wonder, like, all right, how is this match going to play out? It is 2-on-1. Obviously, something's going to give. So during the match while it's going on, Omega tries to go for the belt. So I believe the first one he grabbed was the Impact World title, which he tried to hit Hangman with. Rich Knox is like, takes it away. Immediately gets tossed the AEW World title. Smashes it across Hangman's head. Tries to go for the victory. Kicks out. Omega immediately, though, hits a lot of, 2 V-triggers right to the head of Hangman. Sets him up. 1 Winged Angel. 1, 2, 3!
Yeah.
The Elite Squad win! Hangman.
And Omega and Hangman cannot get a world title shot now. Well, he's been dropped from the number 1 seed.
He's been dropped from the number 1, which I got very confused because I thought this was a whole Cody situation at first, where if he lost, he couldn't fight for the world title again. So I'm glad.
No, it just seems as if it's just now you've lost your number 1 rank. You start at the bottom again.
Okay, that's fine.
So, all in all, phenomenal match.
Absolutely.
Where do we go from here?
That's the thing now, isn't it?
Because from the reports that are coming out, Hangman seems to be not in the books for All Out. Now, that's had a lot of people kind of miffed.
Understand.
I don't know if they're playing with us on purpose, and then they're gonna it's gonna be Swerve, and all of a sudden now Hangman's gonna get the shot, or if one of these 2 men that we've talked about the past few weeks is gonna be the man that's taking that spot. And then some people have said Christian, but I feel like that's the worst decision. Nothing against Christian, but that's not a main event to All Out.
I know a lot of people had a problem with this finish, and, very well much have a right to. I look at it like this. Omega and Hangman have faced off against each other probably 3 different times. I can count 1 time in New Japan, that Eliminator tournament they had last year, and then them going up against each other here. All 3 matches Hangman has lost, and he has not been able to get the 1-up on Omega. Now, I get it. It comes off as a bit of a swerve, because now what do? Hangman's really hot right now. You risk the momentum. You risk stopping his momentum a bit by doing this. However, I do think it is smart for the fact that when Hangman does win, because it's not a matter of if anymore, it's a matter of when. I believe he will still win the belt, whether that be here or at what's the next event? Full Gear.
Full Gear. Well, there's also, also people have really harped on the New York show kind of being a mini big pay-per-view in its own right. It could happen there.
Right.
But I'm you know what? Let's shoot it to our guest. Jamal?
So here's the thing that I've noticed when this conversation has been brought up. What was going on with Hangman and Kenny a year ago at Full Gear?
He lost.
And you guys, he lost because they had broken up as a tag team right before then, and it kind of led to Omega becoming the belt collector that he's become. So in my head, the way I'm looking at this is, it started at Full Gear, it ends at Full Gear.
See that?
There's still obvious, the fact that he also won with the belts, that clearly seems like this isn't the end.
Right.
Because he still cheated.
He still had to cheat to win. And I also...
But...
This is what I wanted...
No, go ahead, yeah.
This is what I wanted to say. When Hangman does beat Omega, you want that to be for the belt. You want that big-time reaction when he hits that buckshot and he goes for the 3. First time ever victory over Omega is for the championship. So in that way, I can understand what they're trying to do. Will it work? We're going to have to find out.
Do you think it's still a chance that it is Hangman and Omega and they're just kind of fucking it with us? Or do you think it's going to be Punk or Bryan?
I don't think it makes much sense to put Punk or Bryan in that situation. Because I get it.
You wouldn't want either one. You wouldn't want either of them losing.
Well, then, like I said, if that's the case, the only other option is Christian.
Right.
And I can't see that being
the case. If that is the case, they're going to have to do something very drastic in order to make people hyped for that match.
Well, at that point, if that's the case, at that point, the main event is going to be Punk or Bryan debuting.
It could be.
And I don't think that's the smartest thing to do when you only have 4 pay-per-views a year. This is very perplexing situation now with the whole reports of him coming out that Hangman is not in the main event anymore. Because to me that screams Omega beats Christian and then here comes Bryan, here comes Punk. But at that point, then you're setting up Bryan and Punk against Omega. I don't know. This is one of the first times AEW's kind of got me
I think
on the fence a little.
I think Hakeem has made a great point. They did not set up this whole ranking system where, they have to go through all this shit in order to get a world championship just for them to bring in Punk and Bryan and them getting an immediate title shot. It's not how it worked with Christian when he first came in. We know we teased coming for the AEW World Championship, so this was kind of it was a matter of when, not if. And I don't think they will be dumb enough. I think AEW was built enough goodwill on my part for me to believe that they wouldn't be dumb enough to just put Punk or Bryan in that situation.
I agree with you. But I think you're really... this was a sold-out show off of the backing of Omega Hangman.
Yes. Now
it seems like that's transitioned into, oh my god, Daniel Bryan and CM Punk are debuting. Are we already diminishing a world title as the secondary main event to a huge debut. Again, I get it. Bryan and Punk debuting, that's a huge fucking deal. I just feel like, I mean, again, I have a lot of goodwill too towards what AEW has done. They haven't really fucked up or done anything for the cheap pop yet. This is very telling, though, of a lot of things to come for this company. I just hope they do the right thing and they do it right by the fans who have been extremely loyal to them.
Like I said,
Because we're going to have to wait and see, obviously.
Yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see. But
all in all, 30 minutes of just dedicated wrestling and 2 outstanding entrances. Already the show was off to a banger as a show of the year.
There's also a random factor that should be brought up here.
That being
trademarking of the King of the Hearts line.
Oh, yeah.
Now, that could be me speculating that they might do a tournament, and that would be Hangman's way to get the shot. Or it could be something else. You never really know.
We're going to have to wait and see. Jumping not really ahead, but nothing as of right now for our homecoming edition of Dynamite has been announced for anything Elite, Dark Order, Hangman yet.
Yeah.
So, who knows what'll happen this week? Maybe we get something. Who knows? But a hot-ass opener to kick us off, and then we're gonna we head backstage to Alex Marvez because there's like 18 of them. I swear by it. And he's with the Bastard.
He's with Pac, and basically he basically just go over Andrade, and then Andrade and Chavo. Chavo's on my TV screen again.
Yeah, well, he's gonna be here for a long time.
Fuck. It's like Pac are good. You're just not as good as Andrade, and that's just how life works, baby. And that was pretty much it. After that, though, we get Ricky Stark's TNT title celebration. He's got the whole band coming out.
Sorry.
What?
My mind slipped for a second, but there was a small line that Chavo did mention. The beginning of the whole promo, it was stated that the Lucha Brothers were having airplane issues. But Chavo slipped in the line that he had gotten the Lucha Brothers a limousine instead. So a little bit more of that dissension.
Yes, like I said, he's trying to fucking steal the Lucha Bros away from Pac, and I ain't with it. I'm not with it.
So, again, so far, the most compelling thing Andrade has done since joining.
Yeah, and it's with Chavo. That's not.
But up next, but like well, it's better than Vicky Guerrero. But as you said, up next we got the FTW title celebration. Jim Ross doesn't know what a marching band is, apparently.
So
he was very confused by the fucking big brass jazz band. Okay, Jim, you're a football fan. You don't know what a band is.
So Ricky's out there. He basically cuts like this might.
We also have to talk about DJ Taz
from his podium, just dancing around like a maniac.
I love this guy. I love all about Team Taz.
Yeah, Brian Cage sucks, brother.
Just the absolute nutcase.
I love it. I love Taz. But I think this is probably like Ricky Stark's like least interesting promo he's cut since coming to AEW. Like he really said,
yeah, it was kind of very like bare bones.
Yeah. And also then just like the crowd was chanting, "We can't hear you." He's like, "Oh, you can't hear me because you're inbred." It's like, what? Huh?
Okay. Well, because North Carolina.
I guess so.
North Carolina.
So he was like, he just goes over how Cage wasn't a team player and Cage sucks. And then who should come out? Brian Cage. He takes out.
Who better?
He takes out everyone but any of the Team Taz members. He just goes after the.
Yeah, no, he assaults this poor man. He took a bass drum and just smashed it over this poor dude's head.
So yeah, he beats up the poor musician, stands in the middle of the ring, and that's how that segment ends. But after that, we go.
Yeah. What the fuck?
Excalibur just casually drops. Right now, we're gonna take you to a video from one Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Yeah, I wasn't like, the segment ended. I was talking to my friends. I didn't think of anything. And then, like, silently in the background, I just hear Excalibur go, Tanahashi. And I went, poor K? And I look at the screen, and fucking Tanahashi's on my screen. Wait, I'm not even the biggest Tanahashi fan, but I was even like, what the fuck is happening?
The ace, the once-in-a-century talent on fucking national television. Oh my goodness gracious!
He pretty much says in the quickest way of making it. I've never been U.S. champion yet. Whoever wins tonight's main event, not main event. Whoever wins tonight's match between Hikuleo and Archer, I'm coming for you next.
Yeah.
We know now that match is signed for the Resurgence show in LA. I don't know the date on that, sorry.
I'll look it up real quick.
But that promo will also lead into another promo that happens later on in the night that is a bit more all out looking, at least in my case.
August 14th is Resurgence.
Oh, so that's in 2 weeks.
Less than 2 weeks, yes.
The U.S. title will happen there. It'll be Tanahashi taking on whoever wins our U.S. title match later on in the night. But, do you want to just go over the other promo that goes on later? That's connected to this?
Oh, the fucking Moxley promo?
Because that promo to me sounds like an all-out match is getting set up.
Yeah, it pretty much stated, like, it's funny how, like, now that I don't have...
Oh, what is he's like, how can the water polo team make it into Japan, but I can't?
I thought that was funny. He basically goes on a rant, basically saying how it's funny how, like, now that he doesn't have the belt, all these guys are starting to come in. Tanahashi's ducking him. Tanahashi's scared of him. He said he is the forbidden door, and he's like, you can come knocking, but you're not going to like what's on the other side. So yeah, basically building up to a Moxley and Tanahashi match. Quite possibly for All Out. What?
There's no door anymore. Fuck the door. The door doesn't exist. It's a fucking walkway. Walkway.
You know that fucking Rampage Jackson gif? Yeah, it's that. That's what's been happening to this fucking door as of late. That door is fucking gone. It is destroyed.
It's a hallway at this point. It's the forbidden hallway. It doesn't matter where you're from, because I think we'll mention it in the news segment. Other companies are now joining in on the fun of just this amazing melting pot of wrestling. So just two amazing, just like, not amazing in the sense of like anything crazy promo work, but just amazing in the sense of like what is happening in the year of 2021 in wrestling. Tanahashi is going to fight for the U.S. title in America, which obviously means he's going to be here, which means him and Moxley are going to be fighting on TNT.
Yes.
Huh? Jamal?
Jesus Christ. Like, what's going on? Tanahashi pops up on AEW. Oh, hey, I could possibly challenge for the U.S. title. Moxley's like, no, you fight me, old man Ace. You fight me with your muscular ass.
Well, as it is right now, he will be facing the winner of the Hikuleo versus Archer match, which we will be getting into. And I can only guess that that's where Archer is going to be dropping the belt at.
Oh, you think he's dropping the belt?
Do you think Moxley's just going to cost him the championship?
I why are we gonna have him lose the belt? He just got it.
I know, but they really are set on the... Or maybe it doesn't. Maybe fucking Moxley and Tana is somewhere later down the line. Because I know for a fact Moxley's got a lot of shit planned.
I mean, that match doesn't really need the belt.
Exactly, and Archer needs the belt, man.
I agree.
Especially with like what I've been saying, with Rampage coming up, that belt could be a major focal point of that show.
Even though I do think the women are probably going to be more of a focal point on Rampage, if anything.
Hey, give it to the women in the mid card, and I'm happy, man.
Absolutely.
Up next, though, we have a tag team match, months in the making, that sadly has an awful, sad ending, and it's nothing on the fault of any of the wrestlers in here. A freak accident just happens. But it's Santana and Ortiz and FTR. FTR in a beautiful fucking gear.
Yeah, there was a lot of hype behind this. Like, they were really, like, you could tell, like, they were just ready to just go all out on this one. But, beginning of the match starts off as good as you think it is. Like, all teams just performing extremely well. They've got a lot of chemistry with one another, which is, like, literally thanks to all the times they've worked with one another up until this point. So, everything's going good for a good majority of the match until a top rope spot in which Cash is on the top.
Yes.
He gets pushed off.
Santana pushes him off, and he must have, from I assume like a jaded piece of metal or something, sliced his forearm open. Now the good news is he's fine.
Okay.
And he's not going to be he's probably not going to have to take any real significant time off. That's the good news, because there was people who thought that like his bone had popped out or some shit. No, just a really bad gash on Cash. Yeah. But I would hope, and I'm assuming if all things go well and he's able to come back, we run this shit back at All Out, or probably run it back at the New York show. Because there's no way that this is the end. From all the accounts, they had planned this match out from like April, I think, to be specifically at this North Carolina show. All four men have been wanting to work with each other. It's a dream match to so many tag team wrestling fans. You know, shit happens. It's wrestling. Freak accidents happen all the time. There's just nothing you can do about it. But I don't think this is the last we've seen of FTR and Santana and Ortiz. So the match kind of just wraps up real quick. Dax drops Ortiz with a really beautiful brainbuster.
Yeah,
and that's the end.
I was kind of befuddled by this ending, more so than the opening match. Because I thought for sure that Santana and Ortiz were going to win this, and I thought like this was going to set them up possibly for a tag team title match at All Out. And then they lost. So now I'm kind of left.
Again, we don't really know what the original intent of this match was going to be.
But from the finish of it, like you could.
I don't think you think the finish of this match was always supposed to just be a brainbuster.
I think the finish was like FTR goes over, which is the problem, which is the thing that befuddles me. Because like, does that lead to another FTR Young Bucks match or something? I
don't think this was ever meant to be a one and done match. That's in my case.
No, I think they're gonna run this back. I just thought.
So I feel like, they're gonna get their win back. We might go into a 2 out of 3 falls type deal, maybe for a contendership, Curtis, at the pay-per-view. At this point, I mean, there's a chance the Bucks just don't defend the belts at All Out.
Are you lame?
I mean, who else? I mean, as of right now, the top 2 contending tag teams are the Acclaimed, and that wouldn't work because they're heels.
Yeah.
And the Varsity Blondes, who have already lost to the Bucks.
Exactly. Unless they just do another tag team battle royal again, I guess.
I guess we'll have to see where it goes.
Yeah.
But, I mean, really, we can't really talk much about the match because it never got past first gear because of the injury.
Yeah. Unfortunate, but glad that Cash is alright.
Yeah, no, from all accounts, it seems Cash is going to make a great recovery. Nothing too fatal, just a bad cut.
Jamal, any thoughts on this match?
It's bad what happened to Cash in the middle of it. Just glad everyone's okay. For the most part, it kind of leaves the tag team title scene in a mystery. I don't think it's as bad as it seems, but we'll see how they figure it out. Kind of leaves me in the dark though on what's going to happen with the Bucks, what's going to happen with the tag team rankings, because again, the Acclaimed versus the Bucks might be good and all, but it's two heel tag teams.
Yeah.
So dynamics don't usually work like that.
I mean, granted, Max is very good at the shtick game. He gets the crowd on his side. I mean, I do think the Acclaim eventually are going to be big baby faces, still doing the same shit they do, obviously.
They're still feuding,
but
they're still feuding with the blondes on Dark, aren't they?
Yeah, they have not had a tag match against each other just yet. I assume that's going to be coming in the next few weeks on Dynamite, I'd assume.
You just have Bowens just calling Julia a slut. This whole feud.
Yeah, that's the whole fucking feud. The feud is...
Why is
the whole feud is... Poor 19-year-old Julia Hart.
What did Julia ever do? Like, am I missing something here?
No, it's just, I mean, I don't watch Dark always, but any time lately, because of this little feud, I've been watching their stuff, and it's very entertaining. And the Varsity Blondes are very good, and Julia Hart's very good, and she's taking it really well. Her facial reactions are very well done. And then, yeah, the whole feud is, we're the best tag team, and she gets double teamed by you motherfuckers. Yeah, Eskiwa. Like, okay, yeah, all right, yeah, sure, yeah. They came out with a baguette. They came out with a baguette on an episode of Dark, I think 2 weeks ago, implying that Julia sucks baguette.
Oh my god! All right, we're moving on.
I love the Acclaimed, man.
Are they calling Julia Hart a fat bitch?
She is the farthest from a fat bitch.
All right.
Hey, look, I got to do my John impression.
All right. After that, we go from we got a Britt Baker promo up next.
Dr. Britt Baker,
DMD.
So
basically, it goes on from her last match, pretty much saying how Vicky was all over the place. She couldn't use Reba because she's hurt. She couldn't help her. So she's like, well, I guess I'm gonna have to bring in someone new, someone to help me out here. And it's a mystery. And now, with everything that's going on, from what we know, but I will save that for the news segment. All I'm saying is, lines up.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, you'll figure it out. After that,
I mean, okay.
Tony should.
I was going to say any speculation on who you might be, but it seems like you have the answer already.
Yes. I have quite the undisputed answer to say the very least.
I don't think that's the case at all.
Well, we'll get to that in the news segment.
If I throw out two names, I think maybe Ruby Soho.
Ooh.
Or currently no longer a part of Impact Wrestling, maybe Kiera Hogan.
If Kiera Hogan's coming in, she's with Diamante.
Yeah.
They're doing.
Hey, listen, why not? Why not both? Why not Britt Baker get a little girl squad going or something?
Wait, Kiera's gone from Impact?
Yeah, she left.
Then who the hell is a part of this fucking tag team roster anymore.
Oh, Tasha got a new tag partner.
All right.
And Kiera Hogan announced this on her OnlyFans, apparently. So that's a way to announce you're gone from a company.
I mean, I guess have people pay for it.
Yeah, right at this point, yeah. After that, though... Oh, yep. No,
go ahead.
No, I was going to say, no, after that, we get Tony Schiavone informing us of the big major new live event announcement. I believe the second episode of Rampage has now been confirmed to take place at the United Center in Chicago, being dubbed The First Dance on August 20th.
Which has sold out.
Which has sold out in less than 15 minutes. Which is fuck you, Dave Meltzer, for thinking that they can't sell out a fucking stadium.
Someone on Twitter, I can't remember who, said it is like Meltzer has like this thing where it's all like he's doubtful that the Bucks and Cody and Omega aren't able to do it, and then they just do it. And they're like, if Meltzer wasn't so positive towards them, you would believe that they were doing it out of spite at this point. But yeah,
funny enough.
So and then I'll save what I was going to say next. Because after that, then we get a quick little backstage segment with Alex Marvez, the third one.
He's in a boy. He's like in a fucking. Where are they?
They're somewhere. Yeah, they're in Mankind's boiler room. It looks like.
Find them.
Because I'm telling you, man, there's like 18 Alex Marvezes. There's clones. This dude is not. This is not the same guy. He's backstage. He's got Sting and Darby. Alex says, "Hey, man, we're going to Chicago. What do you think about that and everything?" Darby says, "There's only one place for men to prove themselves, and that's an AEW, especially if they think they're the best in the world."
Crowd goes crazy.
So, combining this segment and what Tony and Schiavone announced, the speculation runs wild. Is Punk showing up before All Out? And if not Punk, is D-Bry showing up before All Out? Because there's no way in hell one of those two does not make an appearance at this fucking Chicago show. Especially knowing that it is the Friday before SummerSlam the next night. I believe SummerSlam's on a Saturday this year, right?
I don't think so.
Wasn't that the thing? Wasn't SummerSlam a Saturday this year, or is it still Sunday? Either way, it's part of SummerSlam weekend, and if they're about to have D-Bry, it is Saturday, yeah. Because doesn't that mean then is TakeOver going up against Rampage?
What's TakeOver this year?
Is TakeOver not part of SummerSlam weekend?
What's the name of the TakeOver?
36.
TakeOver 36.
That is... No, that's the date after SummerSlam, actually.
TakeOver's on a Sunday?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Whatever. So, the night before SummerSlam, Punk or Bryan are going to show up on this show, right? I mean, at this point.
I don't know how they sold it out. You have to. You can't just put on.
It's dubbed The First Dance. That's I mean, come on.
They have to show up. They have to.
One of them.
At least one of them, yes.
I have a very solid imagination on which one it'll be.
Well, go ahead.
Punk. Especially with all the teasing he's been doing on his end, especially.
It's the United Center. It's sold out. They have to. They absolutely have to. It has to be Punk.
Solid Monster mentioned this on his podcast. Punk's first event that he went to was at the United Center. It was like SummerSlam 94. I mean, come on.
I mean, I keep saying that. I feel like out of Punk and Bryan, I think Punk has to be the one that gets announced. You can have Bryan be the big, like, oh shit, Bryan's here. But like,
Bryan should be after All Out.
I could, like I said, I could see if Hangman and Paige still go through, Paige wins the belt, and then fucking Final Countdown starts playing, and you build up, and then you build up Hangman and Bryan. Yes, you build up Hangman and Bryan for Full Gear, and then Punk can do whatever the fuck Punk wants to do, because I don't think Punk needs to be in any title scene. He's just Punk.
He's gonna be in the world title scene. He's going to be.
But he could just do whatever the fuck he wants.
I know that he's like, you could just do whatever and people are just gonna watch, but you know for a fact, he's gonna fight for that world title sooner or later.
Oh, I mean, eventually I see that happening, but like, I mean, at this point, I think we were 45 minutes into the show, and it's already one of the most newsworthy wrestling shows of the year.
Yeah.
You have the amazing opening match with the two great entrances. Fucking Tanahashi shows up. Now we're going to Chicago, officially at a huge stadium. Darby is dropping best in the world lines. We're not even an hour into this show yet.
No.
What the fuck is happening? Oh, Britt Baker's teasing somebody. Like, what is happening? What is happening?
A reminder that they've also sold out the Arthur Ashe Stadium.
As of right now, I believe there's, I think 16,000 seats have been sold. I believe they still have about maybe 10,000 more seats that they can sell. But at this point, and especially because that show is after Full Gear, in my mind, I can't see them not selling out at this point.
Oh, they're going to break the record. They're going to break a record. One way or another.
Well, they've already broken the record with the amount of tickets they've already sold for Arthur Ashe, beating out the New Japan Super Show at MSG to now be officially the highest sold non-WWE wrestling show since WCW in like 98.
Yeah.
So
AEW might just have two shows that do that, to be honest with you.
At this point, I mean, for fuck's sake, the sky is the limit.
Yeah.
First Dance might do it before Arthur Ashe, and then Arthur Ashe might just outdo First Dance. So, I mean, possibilities are there.
And the other guy says they're not competition, but we'll get to that.
We go.
Oh, we will.
Well, we go on to all of this newsworthy, mind-boggling, earth-shaking stuff.
And now you're gonna bitch.
Fucking Hikuleo versus Lance Archer.
Okay, so again, this was my first exposure to Hikuleo. Now, good stuff about it. King Haku. That was awesome. King Haku does stuff with Lance Archer. That was also awesome. These two kind of had like a monster fight for a little bit. Also kind of cool. And Archer was able to pick him up for a blackout. That was also really cool. Besides that, I don't think this match was bad, but for my first time seeing Hikuleo, he's very tall.
Uh-huh.
Exactly. He's very tall.
Exactly. He fucking sucks. Name one.
Listen.
Name one thing he did.
He took a very impressive blackout.
That's what I'm saying.
Listen. I understand the purpose of this. They're not going to sacrifice any of the other guys that they obviously have a lot of. Like, you're not going to send Tama Tonga or Tongaloa out there and have them get squashed by Archer. So you have Hikuleo go out there, so you get Haku, and also you get the whole, like, dynamic of, like, oh, he's fucking a giant compared to Archer, but Archer could still do Archer things to him. I understood the premise of what they wanted to do with this match. But I don't need to see Hikuleo again.
No! Fucking, Archer messed with fucking Mang a few times in this match.
Haku.
And then he hit the blackout on Hikuleo. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, this was almost like, to an extent, a squash match. But, like, I mean, Hikuleo hit a power slam that was really nice.
Please, Tony Khan, please never make me watch a Hikuleo match ever again. I beg you. I feel like
I mean, you understand what the point was.
I guess.
The point was, oh, look, like, there was two stories here. It was, oh, look, Archer killing this giant guy. And then the second one was, hey, listen, New Japan and us are kind of working together. Bullet Club is on fucking is on TV. Let the seeds be planted. Haku.
I'm done talking about this.
So yeah, Archer Tanahashi in LA in 2 weeks for the US title. I really hope Archer does not drop the belt. It would make no sense. It would be an awful thing to happen.
Yeah.
But then following that, Alex Marvez again! Because he's everywhere. I'm telling you, man, he's a clone. He's interviewing Cody, who's in Gorilla. And before Cody could say any fucking thing, Aleister Black fucking kicks him straight in the fucking face.
No! Tony Khan just looks on and just watches.
Tony Khan looks on as he watches his business partner get the shit kicked out of him and does nothing about it.
Fucking great.
And Jerry Lynn sits there completely unfazed.
So they brawl all the way to the ramp. Malachi hits him with the black mask. Do they call it something different? Or
I don't think they've called it anything yet.
Okay.
It's just, oh, he hit him with the kick.
With the kick. And so
he murders Fuego del Sol.
Specifically picks up Fuego, turns him around, black mask, and kills him.
So Fuego's dead. Malachi says, welcome to the House of Black. That's the end of this, setting up to their match this week at AEW Homecoming, which I'm very much looking forward to. It'll be Malachi Black's first official match in AEW. I can't wait to see his entrance, the music, the presentation here. Cody's gonna fucking be Jesus.
If Malachi doesn't beat the shit out of this guy in 5 minutes, I'm considering this.
I feel like there's a chance we are getting another, like, Brody Lee squash almost in the sense. So Cody's gonna have to be leaving soon because his Go Big show just got renewed, so he'll have to go film that again soon. His reality show is coming up, so he'll probably have to do some press tours. I could see, like, Cody's about to go away for a bit. Jamal?
I mean, ain't nothing really more to it other than Malachi Black doing Malachi Black things. Love me a good black mask to the face, though.
Do you want to save what else Malachi did for the news segment, or?
Yeah, I was gonna talk about it in the news segment. But
all right, then we'll save it for that little teaser, everybody. We're not done talking about Malachi tonight.
We go for a video package with Miro, the Redeemer, the TNT champion.
He's gonna be fighting Lee Johnson.
I'm gonna kill Lee Johnson is what he basically alluded to.
Lee Johnson getting this match after beating Luther.
Yeah, thanks, Pulse.
Thanks, Pulse. Man, what if Luther would have won? We would have gotten Luther and Miro.
That would have been crazy. You imagine Luther versus Miro for the TNT title?
Yes, I can, and it sounds as absurd in my head as I can think of. Instead, we're gonna get poor Lee Johnson dying.
Well, he's gonna learn a very valuable lesson on the Homecoming.
Miro also making it clear that very thankful for God giving him a double jointed wife.
I love this man. I love him. He's so good. After that, though, we get Christian and Jurassic Express taking on the Hardy family office of Angelico and Private Party. This was a pretty fun, pretty short 6-man tag match.
I enjoyed this match.
Yeah.
I thought everybody got their shit in. I was very happy my Dino Daddy was able to do some stuff tonight.
Luchasaurus especially looked very good here.
It's about time. I believe it was his first time on Dynamite in like a few months, actually. Of course, all the spotlight has been put on Jungle Boy, where it needs to be. Obviously, I won't be. I'll be biased when I want to be biased. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of all of the Jurassic Express. I've made that very clear. But obviously, my Luchasaurus, he's my Dino Daddy, and I love him. Christian doing good shit, and Helico is a star. I can't wait for him to get a big breakout eventually. They seem to be very high on Angelico. Private Party are there doing Hardy Boy tribute shit. Fun match. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
What happened afterwards, I didn't enjoy.
What the fuck?
Because Luchasaurus gets in there. He chokeslams Mark Quinn. Christian Cage finishes Quinn off with a frog splash of all things.
Yeah.
Wasn't ready for that. So that's the end of that. Good little short, entertaining match for all three of these men. The crowd liked it. Of course, Jurassic Express and Jungle Boy massively over. The theme song helps. And Christian's Christian. But following the match, Christian gets sucker punched by the Blade, who apparently went to the brass knucks shop and just got a pair of brass knucks again.
Why?
And it looks like this feud is not over. What? And this is where I go back to, how are we going from Christian Cage and this to Christian Cage fighting Kenny Omega at All Out? It just doesn't add up to me.
No. Has he lost the match in AEW since coming here?
He's still 6. I think he's either 5-0 or 6-0. Christian is. He's undefeated still.
Okay.
But I want to see Christian do other things, and also I'm kind of done with the HFO.
Yeah.
And Matt Hardy, God bless his soul, is doing everything he can, but this ain't doing it for me.
Jamal, you got anything to say about this before we move on? Because I'm just befuddled.
I mean, I didn't really get to chime in on the Lance Archer and what's the name of that dude again?
Hikuleo.
I mean, I'll be kind of quick with both of these. The 6-man was good for the most part. Kind of just did what it needed to. That Lance Archer match, on the other hand, though, I don't know how to feel about that. Homeboy was there, I guess. I mean, you can eat a Snickers and eat a Blackout. You're not you when you're hungry, so I mean, take that for what it's worth. Anywho, we can move on, because Tanahashi's a lot better for Lance Archer than, what's the name of this dude again?
Hikuleo.
Hikuleo, oh god.
Yeah.
I was so tempted to butcher his name and say Akushi for a second.
Alright. After that, Nick Gage promo, hyping up the no rules match between him and Jericho.
My dude! This my dude!
They literally just let him cut a fucking Nick Gage promo.
It was a Nick Gage promo minus the cursing. I feel so bad for him. He had to say MDK all day. And I cried a little bit.
MDK all day. Eastern.
But then I don't give a shit. It gets made. Right. He gets the I can't. Oh, we're almost there. I can't wait. I can't wait.
He cuts a Nick Gage promo. He's like, I do this for my fans. All that. He's like, all the Nick Gage things that you.
He loves you, motherfuckers.
Yeah. He says he's gonna beat the shit out of Jericho because Jericho's never been in the ring with someone like Nick Gage before. And
Chris Jericho's a pussy.
And at this point, you're just ready to go. All right, let's go. Fucking main event time. Nick Gage, Chris Jericho. Let's do it. No. First we gotta get Julia versus Thunder Rosa. Julia Hart against Thunder Rosa. Which it was fine, but at this point I was just really hyped I was just ready for Jericho and Gage at this point. I didn't really pay much attention.
This was mainly this was just to pretty much emphasize Thunder Rosa's here. She's ours now. She works for us. Here's a little darkish type match. Julia did a few things. She's still green, but she had a really good match on Dark. 2 weeks ago with Red Velvet. That was really good. I like Julia Hart. I think she has a lot of upside.
Too. I think she's got a lot of upside. She's very bright.
She's very athletic, and I think they need to showcase that more in her offense. Well, but obviously she's 19. She's gonna fucking get it.
Kind of already have that athletic. Penelope's already that woman.
But Julia, I think's got something different, and also Julia doesn't botch as much as Penelope. Sorry, Penelope.
You gotta lay off the haterade, bro.
I love Penelope, but her handspring cutter is fucking trash.
Hold on, Zahaya. Lay off the haterade. How about that Red Velvet finisher, though?
Okay, I mean, look, that's not haterade. That's a fucking shitty-ass move that doesn't deserve to...
Oh, wait, hold on. I think the way Red Velvet does it is pretty sick.
I agree.
What, the fucking scissors kick into the fucking...
It looks a little bit more impactful than just the regular version.
Still the fucking overdrive!
But at least it's flashier.
Her overdrive at least looks better than the typical one.
At least in the sense, when she hits you with the scissor kick, you still get hit with the scissor kick, and then you go into the overdrive. Listen, man. We're not here to talk about Dark. We don't talk about Dark.
You're right.
And to be fair, as far as Julia Hart and Thunder Rosa, I mean, look, it's for Thunder Rosa. Get that showcase of her out of the way. Because, this might be an AEW Women's Champion in the future.
Yeah, this was a clear showcase for Rosa. Who's over as fuck.
Britt Baker ain't holding that title for that much longer, I'll tell you that now.
Thunder Rosa, who's over as Rover.
Yeah.
Just immense star power here.
Cannot wait for that.
She had two really cool things. She hit a really sick the Chris Sabin, the hesitation drop kick in the corner that was really nice, and then finishing Julie off with a Fire Thunder driver for the pin. That was pretty much just a little buffer before the main event and to get Thunder Rosa on TV again as now an official member of the AEW roster. But it's main event time. I want to talk about it.
So,
second evilly.
I need to talk about this.
No rules.
I've waited a whole week.
No rules match. Chris Jericho, the Pain Maker.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, Pain Maker, stupid bullshit. Justin Roberts. God bless you. You did what you best you could. Besides doing all the cursing and shit, we got the whole thing. We got the Hate Club. We got the Eastern Bloc. We got,
They pretty much did a TV 14 version of Nick Gage's whole intro, which was so good. Pretty much state representing Murder, Death, Kill Gang, Eastern Bloc, Hate Club. It's MDK all day. He's the man. He's the king of the deathmatch. So obviously you can't say the fucking god of this shit on TV. He's Nick effing Gage.
Say shit on TV.
I mean, probably might not be a good idea considering certain things that were happening, but we'll address that later.
That was all slander. It was propaganda. Fuck you, full court sport, whatever the fuck your name is.
All right. So
again, we'll address that later.
But I'll talk about the match.
All right. So going into this match, I will be quite honest. I didn't expect much. I expected a few light hardcore spots, maybe. Just maybe we get a light tube. Just one light tube as the finish. These guys wrestled a fucking death match. As much of a fucking
It was a death match. A death match on national TV. Legalized death matches. They're not fucking bullshit.
Oh my god. Like, fucking props to Jericho. First
yeah. Right off the bat.
Because
Jericho, who's in, what is he, like 50 now or something?
He's 50 years old.
He does not need to be doing what he did in this match.
No.
And he fucking did it. And he did it in fucking spades. Oh my god.
Literally, so, like, he gave Gage everything. He did his damnedest to put this man over as much as possible. And
he fucking did.
He fucking
this
did.
Match rule.
So it basically starts off how you think it will. It's basically just the two dudes brawling. They like hitting.
Well, before it even starts, before the bell even rings, Gage gets him in the arm with the pizza cutter.
Yeah, he literally slices him up.
And Chris is like, And then the bell rings. They start doing a little bit of wrestling. Gage is getting all of his shit in. He gets the face wash.
He did a fucking superplex into a fucking Falcon Air. He stole Seth's shit, which I thought was cool.
Yeah, fuck you. Well, fuck Seth Rollins. Nick Gage is Nick Gage is the god of this shit. And to all those haters out there who are like, oh, Nick Gage can't wrestle. Well, fuck you. Look what he did.
It's fucking great.
And then also, I'm sorry, this is my match. All the people who, oh, he went to jail. Oh, he robbed a bank. You know what? Stone Cold beat up fucking women and you love him.
What the fuck?
I'm sorry, I'm going to defend my deathmatch community.
Why did you have to bring fucking Stone Cold into this?
Because he's the easiest person that I can think of, in the sense of, like, he's done bad things, but we all put a blind eye because he's Stone Cold. But because Nick Gage is the deathmatch guy, and he comes from the deathmatch scene, and he robbed a bank, he's automatically a hardened criminal, and he should be nowhere near our wrestling rings. Fuck that shit. Again, I'm not stating that what he did was right. But Nick Gage did not deliberately state, I'm going to be the guy who goes and robs banks. If you watch his Dark Side show, he was homeless, he had nowhere to live, and it literally was like, well, okay, this is all I can do. And like I said, I'm not saying it's right. He's not saying what he did was right. But you can understand the motives of a man when they're at a desperate point. He is not a criminal in the sense that all he did in his life was criminal things. That was the first thing he had, like, on a major charge of that sense.
I agree.
Sorry if I ranted, but I have to defend my deathmatch community.
So I would like to open with the following statement. That only came up from the C-Anon end of the wrestling community. And by C-Anon, I mean the QAnon of the wrestling community in the Cornet Cuck. So I'm going to leave that alone for what it is. I enjoy this match for the sheer fact that, Jericho actually took a lot of crap that he really shouldn't have to do. Especially the pizza cutter to the face, which was cut to an ad for Domino's Pizza while he was getting his face cut with a pizza cutter. And I'm pretty sure I died laughing. So, that gave me a good pop. But we'll get to Domino's in a second.
We will get into Pizzagate in our news segment. But
no. We're not calling it Pizzagate. No.
It's Pizzagate. We'll get into Pizzagate in our news segment.
No. Now that I'm QAnon conspiracy theories. No.
Now that my small rant is over about the beauty of the deathmatch community, let's talk about the beauty that is this fucking main event. Once again, I have now said for 5 weeks in a row, AEW banging it out of the park again with a stellar main event. By the way, the highest watched segment of the night.
Yeah.
By the way, 3 weeks in a row now, over 1 million views.
Mm-hmm.
Pulled a 1.1 something this week. That is getting very close to current Raw rating territory.
It is.
Just want to say that.
Well,
but they're not.
Oh, yeah.
But they're not. But they're not competition. Anyway, let's talk about this amazing match.
This is also in spite of the Olympics being on TV. They still got 1 million viewers, and this company is 2 years old. What in the hell are we looking at?
So, I mean, this match starts out very, like I said, a lot of quick wrestling to begin with. Not a lot of weaponry yet.
No, they
Nick Gage, go ahead.
I was gonna say no. They just basically go through a lot of they built up like Gage is all about. Like, he's not a flashy dude. He's just like he's very much punch you in the face and brawl and punch and brawl for a lot of it, which is fine because it didn't go that long. But continue.
No, but I asked for one thing. I said, Danny DeVito, the God that I pray to. I said, please bestow on me a light tube on national TV.
Mm-hmm.
And what did my beautiful God give me? Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 5 light tubes. And then a bundle of light tubes on national television. And I legitimately had tears in my eyes of just pure happiness. There has never in professional wrestling to this date, until last week, that a light tube was ever used on TV in wrestling. ECW, fucking XPW, all of, I don't know if XPW had a TV deal, but none of them.
I know it wasn't national.
None of them. Oh, well, there we go. None of them, then, ever had a light tube. And we got light tubes, my friend. And we got so many light tubes. And little happy deathmatch dumb brain Adam boy was, little happy deathmatch dumb brain Vern Ganja boy cried of just pure happiness. And then the glass came out. And then Jericho had a fucking razor blade baseball bat that I feel like people forgot and didn't really pay attention to, but it wasn't not razor blade. It was glass. There was glass on his baseball bat. They showed a close up. I noticed it because I noticed those things. I'm a deathmatch guy. And then the pizza cutter spots. And I'm sitting there and I'm saying, oh my fucking God, I'm watching a deathmatch, a legitimate deathmatch on TNT, and I can die happy.
So, yeah, they get into it. Light tubes galore. Nick Gage is actually hitting Jericho in the head with light tubes, breaking it across.
He starts carving him up with the light tube. It was the full fucking thing. It wasn't just like, oh, hit him over the head with one light tube. All right, that's it. No, it was hit him over the back with a light tube. Hit him over the head with the light tube. Take the shards of the light tube and start jabbing it into his skull. And I was just baffled. I was completely speechless. This is happening. I'm getting my dream.
And at this point, I would have been completely satisfied if that was, like, it. Like, just the light tubes alone made me love this match already. Nope. Pane of Glass. Pane of Glass up next. Coming in here at full force. Fucking Gage puts Jericho underneath the pane of glass. Looks like he's going to do a fucking Vader bomb elbow drop that he does through it. Jericho was able to fight out of it. Was able to hit a Hurricane Rana onto Gage through the glass.
Glass goes everywhere. Just beautiful, just...
Did not know if that spot was going to work. And credit to those guys because, like, I was fucking scared.
And it was smooth. It was so smooth.
It was smooth as hell.
By the way, also to mention on commentary, MJF was on commentary with a bucket of popcorn, has a great line that has now become infamous with him. He doesn't make matches, he makes movies. And yes, you did, MJF. You made a movie, and I applaud you for it, young sir. Oh. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh
I pray upon your wrath. I got a death match on TV, Zahaya!
So ending of this match, Gage goes for a bundle of light tubes underneath the ring.
Bundle of light tubes!
A whole bundle of light tubes. He places it down. He goes after Jericho. Jericho, though, poison mist straight to the face.
Yeah, where the fuck did that come from?
Gage is blind. Jericho grabs the bundle of light tubes, smashes it across Gage's head. Judas effect. Jericho wins. First ever nationally televised death match in pro wrestling history.
5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. Applause. Match of the year contender. I love AEW. Thank you so much, Tony Khan. Based Tony Khan, Booker of the Year. All wrestling matters. All wrestling matters. It doesn't matter what your tastes are, but that's the point of wrestling. It's a melting pot for everything to have a chance to get shined and focused on, and that's what AEW has been doing, whether it's deathmatch, lucha libre, technical, tag team, or just straight up good storytelling in wrestling. This is where you want to be. Yes, I'm fucking biased, and I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. No, I get it, because I absolutely love this match. One of the many things I think wrestling is missing nowadays is just like, especially with mainstream wrestling, everything is so telegraphed. You can pretty much call what's going to happen from a mile away. Nothing really surprises you on this in these days and age, mainly because of you can basically get whatever the hell's going to happen on Raw or SmackDown from the internet, the day of. And they don't do matches like this. And they don't make, shows like these where you get a little bit of everything, because above all else, wrestling is a variety show. You're supposed to connect with all different forms of people, and for a man like Tony Khan to allow a match like this to happen in a company like AEW, it goes to show how much he's I think he's willing to show all the different types of pro wrestling. And I think that's pretty cool. Jamal, your thoughts on this?
One of the few times that I actually enjoyed a death match. So, fair props to Nick. Fair props to Jericho. It's refreshing to have something new. And Lord knows you won't get this from the Fed. You bunch of pussy.
Yeah, WWE's pussy.
After the match, though, MJF is beside himself.
No, let's just keep talking about it, because it's amazing. Just keep
no, we gotta move on.
I don't want to, though. I don't want
to. We got other segments.
Leave me in last week. I'll stay there forever.
No, all right. So MJF gets on the microphone. He's beside himself. He's all like, "Nick, you forget your pay because it's not happening." He's like, "Try labor number 3. You have to win with a move from the top rope. You got to do a high flying top rope move to win your match." He's like,
And then I called it.
He's like, I brought someone up from your past, and he's like, you remember this little dude? You go back to like a fucking 2019 AEW Dynamite, one of their first few shows that they did. And it's a segment where it's all like, where fucking MJF had no idea who Vitu Guerrera was, and Jericho's like, Google it. And he's like, Jericho, I did Google him. And now, come AEW Homecoming, that's who you're going to be fighting. So at Homecoming, Jericho's labor number 3, Vitu Guerrera, 1-on-1, where Jericho has to win with the top rope move. What the fuck is going on? What is happening?
To recap in the span of this one episode alone of Dynamite, Tanahashi, Nick Gage,
yep,
Uvi,
yeah,
Haku and the Bullet Club.
Mm-hmm.
What
Exactly.
the fuck is happening?
I don't know.
You want to know what's happening with Chris Jericho and the Labors? Because the connection was made with that. That makes a lot of sense. What was the first labor for Jericho? Shawn Spears. Current AEW Jericho.
Oh, it's the different eras of Jericho.
Oh.
And what would you say the second opponent was for Jericho?
Painmaker.
It's his New Japan and Hoovy's Lionheart, I'm assuming.
I expect so.
So the fourth,
I have to
would
think
have
the
to be
fourth
reference
is gonna be like
to the
Attitude
Fed.
Era. So
It's a reference to the Fed.
I think it's. I mean, people want it to be Lance Storm. I don't know if Lance Storm can still go.
Oh no, there's someone who
It's gotta be. It's gotta be a way.
You think
Yep.
it's gonna
I'm
be?
thinking, yep, I think so too.
It's gonna be Paul White.
Jericho, the reunion. Oh
Yep, on
my
AEW.
fucking god!
Well,
dude.
listen. They said that he's a roster member. He's gonna wrestle, and he doesn't need to win matches. Obviously, he doesn't need to win them. He's the Big Show.
Dude,
Have him,
his...
and also that's another oh, not only is it a guy of your past, but it's like he's fucking the Big Show. How are you gonna take him down?
Jericho...
And look, if what we're doing is he has to win off the top rope, MJF can be like, you have to body slam the Big Show.
Or Battle Royal rules.
Yeah, something like that.
Or you have to knock the Big Show out. Because Big Show has been known for years as a knockout wrestler.
Yes, that's the fucking KO versus the Judas Effect. Adam!
Yes, it makes sense. And then obviously the last, his last labor, I think everybody's calling it as Sammy.
Oh no, I think his last labor is
No, his
MJF
last labor is
himself.
MJF. They already confirmed it.
I thought he has to do 5 labors to get to MJF.
He said
MJF
that
is the last labor.
MJF himself has said he is labor number 5.
Oh. Yeah, well, never mind that.
It makes full sense. Labor number 1 was from an era of Jericho where he's currently the guy that the company needed to help lift this company off its ground. The second era of Jericho is him at his most violent, at his most intense. The third is him when he's the Lionheart, when he was at his most athletic, when he's at his youthful. Number 4 would be when he was at his most calculating with his Fed run, which is why the Big Show fits in perfectly, especially if you do the knockout match between the Judas Effect and the KO punch. And the 5th labor being the ultimate culmination of all of that chaos. MJF standing as the final boss for Chris Jericho. You can't really get any better than that.
This whole labors thing has been the best thing to come out of this whole Pinnacle versus Inner Circle thing. The best thing.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I love it.
Well, I mean, it's because we're getting crazy ass dream matches we're getting Hoovy, who's 46, by the way.
Yeah.
No, this ain't regular Hoovy. Nah, he's gonna come in. He's gotta have the microphone in his hand. And he's gonna be like, "The juice is loose."
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what to expect. I mean, Hoovy, by the way, will be he'll be making a few GCW appearances in the coming months.
Hey, I swear to goodness, if he hits a juice bottom on somebody, I will mark out.
I don't know, and also in the package, he's wearing the mask. Is he going to be wearing the mask? I don't know what to expect.
He was wearing the mask. He was wearing the mask in one of his Twitter photos that he posted recently, so I think it could be a thing.
Listen, if Jericho comes out in the Lionheart gear and he gets that old school WCW Lionheart theme, that's enough for me.
Hey, look, I'm just glad to see Hoovy not walking around with a freaking lawnmower. Tango Misa. Or whatever the fuck he was doing.
Oh, the Mexicools.
No!
That gimmick was so offensive.
Alright.
Yes, it was. But before we move on to our news, how about I run down what we got going on this week?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Go run it down real quick.
Of course, something's going to be announced on Dark, because every fucking week we do this. Dark happens the day after we record, and something gets announced, and it happens all the time. By the way, check out AEW Dark this Tuesday, or if it's out already, go watch it. It's their 100th episode of Dark, and it looks like a really stacked card. Moxley, Darby, Kingston, the Lucha Brothers are fighting the Chaos Project. That sounds amazing. Jack Evans and Pac are going to have a match. What? Yes, please. So go watch AEW Dark 100 on Tuesday, or if it's already out, go watch it on demand on their YouTube channel. But what we got planned for you for Homecoming, we're going back to Daly's place. We're back. A Dinosaur's Tale. Someone's going to get that reference, I hope. We have Christian Cage. He's going to be taking on The Blade. With Jungle Boy and Mad Hardy in their respective corners. Miro will defend the AEW TNT title against Shotty Lee Johnson. The third labor of Jericho. It'll be Jericho taking on Juventud Guerrera for the first time in, I believe it was 18 years on TNT. In a match where Jericho must hit a top rope maneuver to win. We will see the Bunny and Layla Hirsch, which is sick. It's always good to see Layla Hirsch. They're going to be competing pretty much for the number one contendership for the NWA Women's Championship. The winner will be facing Camille at the NWA Power Show coming up in a few weeks, which is the all-women's pay-per-view that NWA and Mickie James are promoting. And then what, assumingly, in my opinion, is more than likely going to be the main event of the evening. It's heaven versus hell, pretty much. It's Malachi Black's in-ring debut as he takes on the savior of pro wrestling, Cody Rhodes.
Do not ever call him that again in my presence.
Oh, I'm sorry. The god of pro wrestling,
I'll
Cody Rhodes.
Kill you!
Those 5 matches are announced for Homecoming this upcoming week. And a bunch of other stuff will probably happen. And like I said, something will get announced tomorrow on fucking Dark, and there you go. But a stacked card to a very high extent. You call it Malik. I keep saying Malik. Malachi Black, first in-ring debut. Juventud and Jericho. Yeah, those are 2 really big matches. Everything else is kind of doesn't sound bad. Christian and Blade should be fine. Layla Hirsch and the Bunny should be really good. I hope Layla wins. She deserves so much.
Yeah.
So yeah, Homecoming this week. Let's see. Can we break it 4 weeks in a row with over 1 million? I think we can.
I think it could happen. Especially with Cody and Malachi, and this being Malachi's debut. I think it could happen. But
so that's Dynamite.
And now we move on
to
our news segment of the week. And before we really get anything going here, I just wanted to take a quick time to talk about a little special someone. Adam and Jamal obviously aren't going to won't probably say much on this, but
he was in TNA.
Shut up! I thought I should bring this right because it's only fair. Masato Yoshino of Dragon Gate fame just retired literally a few days ago. It was announced last year that he was going to be retiring, and I believe Dragon Gate just had their Kobe World show, which is basically their biggest show of the year. And then the day after that, they had the retirement for Masato Yoshino. I know a lot of people, they don't watch Dragon Gate, and that's fair. I think more like, but to say that this man influenced a lot of the fucking talent that we have today would be a huge understatement, because like without this dude, like guys like Pac and Ricochet and in the fucking Guns, like I think without this man's influence, it's like I like they were good back before they all did before that, but when they like started working with this dude is when they turned fucking great. He is most notably known for his time in a group called Monster Express that featured Akira Tozawa, Ricochet, Shingo, Yuha Nation, also known as Apollo Crews in WWE. They were kind of like, I believe they were the top group in Dragon Gate for a little bit. The man has pretty much won every single belt in Dragon Gate. He's literally probably the most decorated Dragon Gate wrestler there. He is also if you just go watch a match with Yoshino, like this man's speed, this man's stamina is unmatched. Just literally look up any GIF of him whatsoever. Just watch him running the ropes. It's unbelievable. Literally, they call him the Speed Star for a reason. It's literally because he's like literally the fastest wrestler probably on the face of the earth. I think a lot of, like Adam said, American wrestling fans would know him for his time in TNA. He's in there in 2008.
And WSX.
Yes, WSX. He was in TNA. He was a part of Team Japan, along with his tag team partner, Naruki Doi.
I remember them.
I know that Shelley just recently brought up their little tag team sprint that they had on an episode of Impact. He states that, and Shelley states that as his favorite TNA match, besides the one where the Bucks debuted. So if you want to know just how good Yoshino is, like, and I consider Alex Shelley one of the best wrestlers on the planet, and that should say a lot. He was also a part of Wrestling Society X as well. He was a part of Team Dragon Gate with Horiguchi.
With the most involved in the infamous exploding cage match with the Filth and the Fury, Matt Cross and Teddy Hart.
Mm-hmm. And then a match that usually gets brought up, he was a part of one of Ring of Honor's most infamous matches of all time, where it's just basically a giant Dragon Gate match. It was him, Doi, and Shima against Dragon Kid, Hiraguchi, and Ryo Saito. It is from Ring of Honor Supercard of Honor, March 31st, 2006. If nothing else, do yourself a favor, look up this match. It is unbelievable. To this day, one of the most fast-paced matches you will ever see. And it doesn't stop whatsoever. It is beyond balls to the wall. So, Yoshino, obviously, very well respected, very well decorated, and Dragon Gate, I can guarantee, and a lot of the wrestling community, very much going to miss the Speed Star. So, Godspeed, Yoshino. But now we can get on to our...
Hold on.
What?
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on.
All right. You do this every
Small
week.
spotlight. Yes, I know. Because you never let me get in my indie spotlight.
We do that at the end!
Oh, I thought we were gonna... Well, because you want to get into the big thing.
All right, then go.
And that big thing is going to be a big topic. This week is it's more release shit. God damn it, we can't get away from it.
Just go. Go.
Ring of Honor recently announced that Glory by Honor, we are going to see the return of one of my favorite trios in the whole world. Incoherence is back together again. Frightmare, Hollow Wicked, and Delirious. Oh my fucking god! Let's fucking go!
And they're going up against Shane Taylor Promotions.
It's Shane Taylor Promotions.
Which you know that,
I don't give a fuck.
That match is going to be nuts.
I can't believe it. I can't believe Incoherence is back together. Chikara stand up. Except for Quackenbush, he can still sit the fuck down. But also, this upcoming weekend, because we're going to be reviewing it next week, once again.
Probably.
What?
Probably.
What do you mean probably? I'm going to be there and you're going to watch it.
You're probably going to be on that episode. Again, I don't. We'll talk about that near the end, but just a little something on my side that might prevent me from...
Well, we'll see what happens. Either way, I will be doing a review of it 100%, because I will be there for the second time here on the Four Post Massacre. We will be doing another review of another VXS show, as a VXS presents Party All the Time this Saturday, August 7th, from Westville, New Jersey. Some of the matches that you can be witnessing. Hear some of these names. You're going to like it. Kevin Blackwood's going to be taking on Homicide. Anthony Green will make his first match back on the independent scene since getting let go by the W. He takes on Masha Slamovich. Moose and Matt Cross are going to go at it.
Not his first match, Matt.
No?
He had a match recently this week again on Limitless Wrestling, I believe.
Oh. Well, second match then, probably.
Yeah.
Either way, one of his first matches back on the independent scene. He'll be taking on Masha Slamovich. Brian Cage and Rich Swann are going to go at it. And what most likely is the main event of the evening, Too Cold Scorpio and Willie Mack. Amongst a few other matches on there as well from some other independent talent. Ken Broadway and Everett Cross. A Lucky 13 will have an open challenge. Who knows what'll happen at VXS. We will definitely be talking about it next episode, whether Zahai is here or not, but I will be. I'll be there, so I'll have the bird's eye view. But then also, before we get to the big news, PWG real quick.
Yeah, PWG recently, August 1st.
Came back.
Sunday.
Came back.
Mystery Vortex 7. Nobody knew what the fuck was going on with this card.
Well, that's the point of Mystery Vortex.
Yep, no, they were not doing any merchandise out, so they made a complete mystery on who it was. So, and from what seems, it was a pretty damn good return for PWG.
I don't understand why they still follow with this stupid DVD fucking mindset.
More money.
A show like this should have been streamed. Because of what happened at this show, a show like this should have been streamed.
Apparently, I don't know. I saw it on Twitter that they might be coming up with a way for people to access these shows a lot faster. It's still probably not going to be streamed, but we're not going to...
I don't get it, because, I mean, you look at the people who ended up showing up on this show. And like I said in the AEW one, when we were talking about the Forbidden Door, everybody's coming to play now.
Yeah.
ROH, AEW, Impact, AAA, all featured on ROH. Did I say ROH? All featured on this show in some form or another, mainly focusing in on the big main event angle. Bandito defended his belt against Black Taurus, which I heard was a fucking awesome match.
Yeah.
From all accounts.
Also on the card, we had Tony Deppen going up against Jack Cartwheel, who made his PWG debut.
Hey, Jack Cartwheel.
Brody King taking on JD Drake in what I heard was just fucking banger of a mean guy match. Demonic Flamita taking on Aries.
If you have not seen Aries, do yourself a favor. He's in MLW now, and he's had a few matches in GCW. Dude is amazing.
Jonathan Gresham took on Lee Moriarty, who made his
PWG. Just sounds That sounds amazing.
These two literally had my favorite match of that last summer during Janela's spring or summer break. So I'm very glad to hear that they were able to tear the house down again in PWG. Aramis and Ray Horace took on Trey Miguel and Myron Reed, who made his PWG debut. Then you got Orange Cassidy going
and
up
Evil Uno, what the fuck?
Yeah, against Evil Uno.
And Orange had his theme song back.
I heard Evil Uno was doing his original shtick on the show.
Well, I mean, PWG is like, that's his home, man.
Yeah.
I learned about him from PWG when he was the Smash Bros. So, like, that's a homecoming for PWG fans to have Evil Uno back. And then Orange Cassidy, who I don't think had ever been in PWG before. At least not as Orange Cassidy. He probably was as Fire Ant.
Yeah.
But then the main event, like I said, Bandito, Black Taurus, which I heard was great. But then an aftermath occurred. I believe it was Flamita and someone else.
It was Flamita. I think it was Flamita and Taurus that attacked Bandito after the match.
Yeah, and they started attack, which led Brody King to come in, and then the lights went out for the first time. The lights went out, and the lights come back on, and motherfucking Super Dragon's back.
Fucking Super goddamn Dragon! What the fuck, dude?
And then the lights go out again, and then fucking Malachi Black is in the middle of the ring.
Fucking
What is AEW and ROH teaming up to take on Impact and fucking ROH and MLW? And what the hell's happening? What is wrestling?
It's fucking ridiculous, dude. It's fucking... I couldn't believe they Super Dragon and fucking Malachi all on the same... It's
gonna be a match.
That is gonna be a match.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it was confirmed for Tremendous 3, or is Super Dragon challenging Bandito for the belt at Tremendous?
I don't think they've made anything official yet.
Something got made. I can't remember. This show ran kind of late, at least for the East Coast people on our side. We were getting the fucking reactions at like 2 a.m. There's footage of Malachi and Super Dragon both appearing, and I wouldn't have been able to hear myself think at the reactions that these people had to both people.
So, yeah, really just good to see that PWG's back in action. Good to see that they're now bringing in a lot of new faces that a lot of people might not be too familiar for, that GCW has been promoting a lot lately. So yeah, good on them. Good shit.
Everybody working together is what makes wrestling better.
Absolutely.
Unless your name is CMLL or WWE.
Well, speaking of the WWE, let's just get
it's time to talk about.
Do you want to save the biggest story for last?
Well, let's get the 2 quick ones out of the way.
All right. So,
well, actually, there's 2 real big stories, because, I guess we'll go into the conference call a little bit as well.
I was about to say, I was going to go right into that one. So...
But, I was going to say, let's get, Cole and Ric Flair out of the way.
Oh, okay. We can do that.
Ric Flair asked for his release.
And he got it. So Ric Flair's gone. That's kind of telling to me. That's a big, loss. I think. Not a lot of people are seeing it as a huge loss, but Rick has
that's kind of a big loss, especially with Charlotte being there.
It's just the amount of things like Ric Flair. If he can't wrestle, he can still talk, and that's never changed. So that's
yeah. Well, the last time we saw him, he was getting emasculated on fucking Legends Night.
Was he?
Yeah.
What happened?
He was kicked in the head.
Oh yeah, by Orton.
That was the last time we saw him, and then
you see the Orton.
Yeah.
You see the Orton meme of that.
Yeah, he's just everybody he attacks just goes and leaves the company.
Yeah.
Hey, Orton's doing the good thing. because he's truly on AEW's side.
Yeah. So yeah, Rick's gone from the company. He got his release. What this entails, I have no idea.
There's no way in hell that AEW doesn't. Like, he's already been there before.
Yeah.
He'll be back. I don't think they'll sign him, or maybe they will. Listen, they've done great with using legends as managers. Just throw him into the fucking Pinnacle. Why don't you?
Sure. Jamal, any thoughts on this?
On Rick, at least.
Ric Flair going away from the Fed. I guess I shouldn't be surprised, but at the same time, kind of brought all this on themselves. So, trouble on the horizon, sooner rather than later. But
and he asked for it too.
Yeah.
Like,
oh, trust me, I'll get to the pieces in that detail sooner rather than later.
And then the other news: Adam Cole's contract apparently he's not working on he's not working with a full contract. He's working on a per date basis. He made it clear he will finish up his contractual obligations at least through SummerSlam weekend. I hear a lot of that has to do with him wanting to give Kyle O'Reilly the big rub, and then they're going to renegotiate. I don't think he's leaving by any means. No. I don't think he's leaving.
Nah.
But the fact that this company is so fucking incompetent to just be like, oops, we forgot about his contract.
I would love for the fact that Adam to not resign and then go to AEW, mainly for the fact I would love to see how they would explain how fucking Adam Cole is now just being brought back to life on being the Elite. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, they would have to do that, wouldn't they?
Yeah. But, yeah, no.
Dr. Luther brings him back from the dead or something.
But Adam Cole's been, like, the main dude on NXT. They've been treating...
Not just that, but, like, he's said multiple times, he's getting to work with his legitimate idols and heroes in Triple H and Shawn. There's no way this guy's leaving.
Yeah.
Now, the question is, what do they do with him next? Because it doesn't seem like there's any rush. Like, there doesn't seem to be any rush to put him to the main roster. And,
look, if you're paying attention to what happened with fucking Cross as of late, I wouldn't be in any rush. Lee. I wouldn't be in any fucking rush to put Cole anywhere near that goddamn main roster right now.
But it's just a sure incompetence that this guy, who's a huge fucking deal, oh, fuck, we forgot about his contract. Uh-oh. Whoops.
Yeah, how's that fucking happen?
Whoops.
That's how fucking Malachi got to debut in AEW in like 2 weeks.
This isn't the first time this has happened. In like 2010, The Rock's contract just expired, and they were like, whoops.
Shit. Well,
this happened to Jeff Jarrett in WWF.
By the way,
like, this is not something that this is not something that is. Oh, by the way, yeah, Jeff Jarrett's also gone.
Yeah, Jeff's gone.
That happened apparently in like April. Oh, and then also the NXT recruiter guy, Cameron Seaman. Mm-hmm. He's fired.
Yeah,
they let him go. He's gone now too. What the hell has happened?
Oh, by the way, JoJo's gone too.
Yeah.
Well, I think everybody felt that was already.
She hasn't been on TV for like months.
Years.
Yeah, I'm about to say it's been years since she's been on TV.
But yeah, and amongst all of that, let's just get to it at this point now. Bray Wyatt fired by the WWE.
Budget cuts.
And at first, everybody thought, you know what? Maybe it's the mental health. And I'm not here to speak on anybody's mental health. Nobody should. But if that was the case, plausible. Get better. Get the help you need. Get back. Because, from all accounts, it seemed like the Brody thing really took a turn on him. But like a few days ago, there was this amazing picture of him that was like with a fan, where he looked in amazing shape.
He was in shape.
Now, granted, he looks in great shape. Doesn't mean he's mentally there, but who knows? That could, whatever. But then it comes out, nope, it was budget cuts. The fuck?
Apparently, he's been getting ready. He's been getting in ring shape for months now. Like, he's been getting ready.
Budget cuts.
Like, he's just been...
Budget cuts. Yes. Go ahead. Sorry.
Apparently, he's just been waiting, like... He's just waiting for them to just say when he's just going to come back on TV.
They say budget cuts, but from all accounts, he was getting very protective over the way his character was booked, and we know how the big man likes it when his shit don't go his way.
You think it was personal?
I mean, there might be a little bit in there.
I mean, is it for the fact that they completely just gave his gimmick to somebody else? And then just decide to let him go, so that they don't have to.
Just make it clear. His dad got fired during the first wave. His brother got fired during the second wave.
It makes sense.
It's
unfortunately.
It's a whole.
It makes sense, but it's fucking stupid. This guy was one of top merch sellers at this company. One of the last remaining vestigials of like care that the hardcore WWE fan base was still attached to. So many people with fiend avatars on Twitter and Facebook. So many people just loved this character and loved Bray through all 5 different iterations of this amazingly talented man who just never was able to fucking get something going and always got his shit cut underneath him. And it's fucking stupid. And it pisses me the goddamn fuck off because this guy should have been something so much more than he was. And then fucking Goldberg happened.
And above all else...
I'll let somebody else go before I fucking start yelling.
Above all else, it comes from the fact that this man, under no circumstances, should be as over as he is right now. Considering for the fact that Vince himself has done absolutely nothing for this man as a character during any of his runs as Bray Wyatt. Like, you look at his WrestleMania record alone. 30 goes up against Cena, can't beat him. 31 goes up against fucking Taker, can't beat him. Fucking, what was it, 32 is when he faced fucking Orton for the WWE title? That should have been a fucking gimme. 33?
33.
Oh yeah, he didn't compete at 32, did he? Fucking...
No.
Yeah, fucking
Rowan did.
Rowan got squashed by The Rock. 33. Should have been a fucking gimme against Orton. No, can't win that one. The only match...
Should have been a triple threat.
The only match he had ever won on a fucking WrestleMania card was the match in which he didn't even fucking wrestle in front of absolutely even a match. Nobody.
He won a movie.
And trust me, I fucking love the Fire Funhouse match.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's fucking great. But for the fact of the matter is that you did this man no favors. You gave him absolutely nothing. He comes with you with everything. He gives you these ideas every single fucking time.
He had The Undertaker in his back pocket being like, this guy is the fucking big next big thing. He's the fucking dude. The Undertaker is backing you, and you still can't fucking get anything?
Again,
the incompetence of this fucking company, man. And they deserved all of the fucking Wyatt chants they got in Chicago. That's right, folks. On Raw, they didn't get fucking Punk chants throughout the night. They got Wyatt chants. Because unlike Punk, where Punk, like I've said before, the chanting of the CM Punk thing was less about wanting Punk and more about he's the name we use when we show our disdain. Them chanting for We Want Wyatt is literally your fan base saying, we want the guy that we like buying merch, we like seeing. He's gone now. You know how many people I've seen, like the legit diehard wrestling WWE fans, being like, yeah, that was the final straw. And I hope to fucking God it is. Because this is not a guy, this isn't a Braun Strowman where it's like, oh, Braun Strowman lost his luster 2 years ago. This guy never lost his luster. The fans, they shit on him all the time, the company did, and the fans still were like, no, we are going to champion this guy. He's our dude. And now he's gone because budget cuts. When, by the way, they just did over like something $1 million in this fucking quarter. They did better than the last quarter, but budget cuts.
We will get to the deep root of that very soon.
It, again, like I said, a dude that should have, by all accounts, should have never gotten over as much as he did based on the way how Vince booked him. But because the man was so creative and just so enamored with everything he tried to put into it, you couldn't help but to just gravitate towards him. And now you don't have that anymore. And it's going to come back to bite you on the ass. And for all intents and purposes, it should. Because what the fuck?
And whether or not, who knows, we'll see what happens if Wyatt continues to wrestle. I mean, there's no indication yet of what's going to happen. He's still like a very, keeps the kayfabe alive behind closed doors with social media. But if this dude ends up popping up in AEW or in Impact, it's going to come back to bite the Fed in the ass so bad. Because both of those companies are going to let him just go off and do whatever he wants. And they're going to see, just like what Malachi Black is doing right now, that you're letting a huge creative genius leave your company, and it's going to be somebody else's benefit. And I will always follow. I will follow Wyndham anywhere he goes. I am a diehard Bray Wyatt fan till the day I die. The first NXT guy that got me, and now he's gone. Why do I still watch this company?
Jamal, you want to say something before we go to the last part of this new segment?
Yeah, let me be brief with what I'm about to say, because I know one of the bits that we're going to do is going to involve me heavily ranting. So, I'm going to be as brief as I can be. Unlike Adam, I don't really have much love for The Fiend. And it's not really Bray's fault.
No, minus The Fiend. It's Bray as a whole.
Fair. But even still, there's a point to me saying this. When I saw The Fiend be first introduced at SummerSlam, it was a complete different experience from a lot of the things I had saw from the company. Holy shit, this is cool looking character coming out. He has his own unique nameplate. He has the lantern. He has like the visuals and stuff. He feels like something different. And then he goes out there and then he practically kills Finn Balor. In one night, this dude looks like a superstar. And then the Seth Rollins loss. Then the Goldberg loss. And then the loss to Randy Orton.
Twice.
And it's like, oh god, yeah, twice. And it's like, bruh, why should we care?
But people still cared. That's the thing. That was the weird fucking thing about this guy, is that he could keep losing, but people still cared to see him and see more. Like, think of anybody else that ends up in that position, and the fans immediately are like, all right, we're moving on to the next guy. But this dude had something.
There's only so much you can expect a person to kind of take at certain points. Bray Wyatt, at one point in his career, was called the Eater of Pins for a very notorious reason. He would talk a good promo like a superstar, but yet, no matter what feud he was in, he would take the L. It happened with Cena. It happened with Kane. It happened with Orton. No matter how good his promos were, he never got a chance to back it up. And all he did was eat crow every single time. And it's not his fault. Those people in the upper management didn't believe in him. Which is why I agree with a tweet I know I saw Hakeem put out, where he basically implied that Bray Wyatt was using the Firefly Funhouse to take pot shots at management. And you know what? I could believe it. Especially with the Devil Boss resembling a lot like, Vince McMahon. Especially with Abigail the Witch reminding me of Stephanie McMahon. But, that might be me reaching here. But for some reason, I don't have the mindset to really doubt what I'm saying here.
And then, on top of this, just to sprinkle in some other shit, because then you go and look at the Backlash, and the Backlash has had two different forms. There's the fans who are legitimately upset, and then there are the idiot fans who attacked poor Alexa Bliss for no fucking reason.
I feel bad. This is the most I felt bad for Bliss in a very long time. It's bad enough she has a very, very, very creepy stand base. Like, dear God. Her stand base is among the worst of any women that's ever worked in that company. It's bad. And I know a dude who's in that group.
I will plead the fifth.
Adam, you're like one of the only exceptions. Because you're not as halfway as creepy as some of these other people.
Yeah, some of these people
God.
need to be on a watch list.
Look, Sonya Deville got stalked, and that was just horrifying. But I'm surprised that hasn't happened to Bliss.
Oh, it has. There's people who have given Ryan Cabrera death threats and being like, "That's my wife," and it's like, makes me feel ashamed. Makes me feel ashamed to be a Bliss fan, and these two know I'm a huge Bliss fan.
Oh, I mean, in all honesty, I don't hate Bliss as much as a lot of people do. I'm kind of more neutral. I just don't like Fiend Bliss because get that shit off my television. Please get that shit off my television.
But even
burn it down. But even then, she don't deserve all that shit she's getting.
Absolutely.
So all she's doing is what she's told.
Mm-hmm.
She's doing her job. They tossed the gimmick on her, and she's doing what she can with it. I'm not gonna knock her for it. I will say it's shit. But that's because, maybe I've seen better. But she's doing her job. Why are people blaming her for something that she has no control over? How about you blame the people who made the decision to get rid of him in the first place? Vince McMahon. And no, don't blame Nick Khan. Don't blame Nick Khan, because as much as people want to say Nick Khan did it, trust me when I say Nick Khan responds to Vince. Vince gave him permission to do what he feels like he needs to do. And in one way, I prefer Nick Khan, because at least Nick Khan is honest with himself. He's a dickhead, but he's honest with himself. Vince, on the other hand, has got a lot of questions. But I'll get to that later.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, let's just move. I mean, last opinions on the Bray thing before we just move into the conference that occurred.
It's what hasn't been said already. It's shameful, it's stupid, and it's a very good analogy of just like the type of wasteful management that happens in that fucking company.
One of the last small openings of creativity and mysticism and just fun gone. Now everybody's just a person again. There's no cool Firefly Funhouse, no more Ramblin' Rabbit dying all the time.
Well,
no more creativity. Just nope. Here's Ricochet.
Well, Adam, if you ask Vince, he would pretty much consider all his people on his roster just guys, because recently Vince McMahon did a conference call, and of course the man was asked about All Elite Wrestling. He said himself he doesn't really see AEW as competition, mainly because he doesn't know what they're trying to go for. He doesn't think they have a very good set base of what they want to be.
Now, to quote Solomonster, who made a pretty, he devil's advocate in one stance. Vince is right on the money side of things. When Ted Turner and Eric Bischoff were getting WCW going and winning, WWF in 97 was at a horrible, horrible point money-wise, almost on the verge of closing down. He told a funny story that Jim Cornette made clear about walking into an office one day and the water coolers were being removed. That's how bad business was, and that's how crazy business on WCW with Ted Turner and money was. And also, at the end of the day, yeah, Eric Bischoff has been very vocal. He wanted to kill WWE. I don't think Tony Khan is trying, or Cody, are trying to kill the WWE.
No, absolutely not.
So, in that sense, Vince is right. He doesn't have to be worried financially. Maybe not right now. Maybe in a year or two when those TV deals are up and Warner is now paying triple to have AEW on their TV. Maybe then we could be looking at maybe they're catching up on us money-wise. But as a company standpoint, fans and the quality and the shows, you fucking damn right you're in trouble.
So, the man... Oh, what did you going to say?
Just to be brief here, I would like to point out that Vince McMahon's net worth is $1.9 billion. Tony Khan's, $5 billion. I ain't saying nothing that you don't already know from that alone. I'm just saying. Continue.
So, Vince says, doesn't really see AEW as competition. Doesn't know where they are, what they're trying to be, and he thinks that's a problem. But the one that got everybody talking was, of course, he's noticing a lot of. He's like, we've been kind of helping them out lately. It seems, and so maybe I should start sending more of our talent over there to AEW, and that got a lot of people quite upset.
The exact quote that people are talking about are, I'm not sure what their investments are. When it comes to their talent, perhaps, we could give them some more.
2 days later, Bray Wyatt goes bye-bye.
I feel like I've said this 1,000 times.
Now, some people have... some people have said that. Is this Vince saying that he's going to try and bankrupt them because he's just going to fire everybody that has a huge contract, and then Tony Khan's just going to spend a shit ton of money? When, I don't know, I feel like if you pay for Bray Wyatt, you're probably going to get that money back in fucking spades. But go ahead, Zahaya.
What? I've been saying this for months. This man cares nothing for this fucking talent. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I don't fucking care if you if you work for the company and you tell yourself, oh, he liked me, he's a cool guy. The fucking years this man has been around and the shit that he has done throughout his whole life. And that's just the stuff that we know. Because apparently, there's all a bunch of other shit that's in his closet that we don't know of. But
and Nick Khan saying everything is competition. Even sleep. Sleep's winning. Sleep is winning on Raw.
How the fuck do you get it in your head that this man, on a personal level, cares about you in any shape or form other than how much money you make them? And even then, you're still expendable. Like, how do you guys not see this and not view yourselves as anything less than expendable at this point?
Yeah, I mean, when Braun got let go, there was a lot of like, wow, that's fucking big. Like, wow, that's a huge main eventer. Bray Wyatt getting let go is an even bigger telling point now to the stance of like, yeah, everybody's expendable, and Nick Khan is just setting up for the fucking sale. Because that's what it is. Bray Wyatt was a big budget contracted wrestler, just like Braun was. Now they're gone. All that money gets saved. They make all this fucking money in the fucking quarter earnings, so that when eventually push comes to shove, Nick Khan can be like, look at how much money we make. You want to buy this? Okie dokie. And then NBC Universal buys it, and everything fucking changes. Like, everyone is expendable at this point. The only people who maybe not are expendable are, like, Roman. That's about it.
He might be the only one. Because God knows Cena doesn't need this shit anymore. He doesn't need to be.
Well, Cena's going to be gone after SummerSlam anyway.
Yeah. Dude's got big-time movie fucking deals coming out. He really has...
Goldberg's going to be gone anyway.
Goldberg...
It's like...
He's got, like, what, 3 matches left to do?
No, he's got 2 matches a year, and he already had 1. This is the 2nd. He's done for the rest of the year now.
Yeah.
Bye, Goldberg. Now what do you got? Oh, you got Bobby. I love Bobby. But, like, who does Bobby face?
He's not even that safe at this point. Again, it's like you said, matter. Unless your name's, like, fucking Roman, like, anybody could be let go. Anyone.
Oh, if I'm not mistaken, we didn't mention it. Rey Mysterio is also currently working not under a contract as well.
What the hell?
Yeah.
So let me just get this out the way.
And poor 2K.
Look, let me get this out the way first. There's the talks of Fox and NBC being angry over the recent release of The Fiend, yada yada yada. I'm like,
well, they were also pissed off about Punk, and the best part was the Vince was like, I don't give a shit. I'm not worried about Punk, but yeah, fuck you, Daniel Bryan. But Fox and NBC are like, the fuck, bro? Punk is money for us. It's like, who the hell are we even? What is this company? Who cares? Does Vince have any fucking care for anything, even the networks he works for? If Fox tomorrow could literally be like, you're canceled, then what? Then what?
I don't think they will. Because part of me is of the mindset that if they really wanted to really stick it to the Fed, they'd have been did it by now.
Well, no, the thing is, Fox is at least getting better ratings on a consistent basis than Raw because they have Roman and Edge and Cena. But once Cena's gone, once Edge goes back to taking a little bit of a break, and all you have left is Roman and a bunch of fucking nobodies in your mid-card, and, like, I guess Seth. Like, and that's nothing against the mid-card guys. I mean, Big E and Cesaro and Finn and Nakamura and fucking even Baron Corbin, for that matter, all could be big deal talent. But they won't, because we only know how to push one guy. Yeah. And it doesn't even matter who we push, because as long as fucking Snickers is happy, Vince McMahon is happy.
Mm-hmm.
This company isn't a wrestling company anymore. It's a fucking merchandising company. This is the real t-shirt company.
Yeah, it is.
But fuck that. You just lost your big merch seller. So now what the hell are you?
I will simply end off with this. I just like, really, if you work for this, man, just really, like, think for yourself. Like, in this mindset, where you are right now, in the situation that we're in, we're still in the middle of a fucking pandemic. And I know that it doesn't seem like it because, the concerts, everything's going bad. We are still in the middle of a fucking pandemic here. This, like, anything can happen at this point. So you guys, like, really have to start thinking, like, I don't know, maybe I need to start thinking of some other options here. Because this can and it will probably happen to you. This Bray Wyatt shit, I guarantee you, this is not the end of this shit. We're going to be here probably like 2 weeks' time doing this again over somebody else. It's ridiculous.
And not just to that, but to the fans who are still diehard to this company. Message us. I would love to hear why. Because at this point, I don't understand how you can be loyal or still love this company like you once did. Yeah, I mean, I'll watch SummerSlam, but it's a pay-per-view. But, like, I'm not watching these TVs anymore. I don't even care. I don't even go back and look at the goddamn highlights anymore because I'm just so disinterested because it's like, all I know is the guy I like, he could be fucking gone the next day. Or somebody like Finn Balor will just get everything cool stripped that he had in NXT. Oh, he's just a fucking guy again now. It's like, what the hell am I supposed to be invested in? Look at poor Karrion Kross, fucking monster. Is now losing, and then he wins, and then he loses. Keith Lee comes back after being gone for all these months, and he loses, and then he wins, and then he loses. Zelina Vega resigns, and she hasn't won a fucking match since she's been back, and she's like 0-3. It's like, what am I supposed to be invested in if I can't get attached to anything because I don't know how the fuck it's going to change week by week?
Oh, wait, Adam. There's no discourse among wrestling fans.
Oh, fuck Peter Rosenberg.
Oh, no, I ain't taking a shot at Peter Rosenberg with that. You
Oh.
two should know who I'm taking a shot at with that one.
Who said that?
Who said that?
I mean, you got a Rose part, right? That's all I'm going to say.
Adam Rose?
No, someone that we know in the call community.
Well, we're not doing slander on here.
I mean, it's not really slander. It's just me telling the truth, like I've always have, even to him directly. Stop expecting discourse.
But
It doesn't exist.
Please. I mean, I come on here all the time, and I just try to like promote. Go watch AEW and the Indies, and like even ROH and MLW and Impact. That's what you want to be watching because that's This company is not wrestling anymore, and it never will be again because the big man, until the big man dies, and as morbid as that sounds, it's gonna be like this. And then even when he does die, this shit's gonna get sold. And then if NBC gets their hands on it, it's never gonna be what you thought it was again. Mm-hmm. So, like, start giving these other companies the ratings and the praise and the watchability, and start giving them what you used to give to this company, and let's get this wrestling community and world back to where it used to be in the 90s and in the early 2000s, and have it thriving again. Because as long as the sucking WWE keeps sucking you dry, it's just going to keep winning, and it shouldn't be anymore.
Mm-hmm. But I think that's about gonna wrap it up for the news segment. Now, before we get on to Jamal's final segment of the show, we've got a bit of a mystery box, ladies and gentlemen.
No idea what this is.
I was put in charge today of the mystery box on this edition of the Four Post Massacre Podcast. And it is not going to be a tier list. This is going to be a big...
Oh, hell yeah. We're going to be talking about our favorite Space Jam moments from the 1996 movie Space Jam.
No!
I love the scene
where... fucking not. We're not turning this into a fucking Space Jam podcast. It's not happening.
I love the scene where Lola Bunny shows up.
No! Alright. This is a segment that we probably should have done the first episode. The very first Four Post Massacre Podcast episode. Because, in a way, without this argument,
in a world,
I probably would have never thought of doing a podcast with you to begin with. But this is like, so you could say that this whole setting, this whole discussion that we're going to go into is kind of the catalyst for the Four Post Massacre Podcast. So, I'm going to build the stage, if you will.
I don't know where this is going.
The year is 2001.
Oh, fuck off.
April 1st. WrestleMania 17.
God dang it.
Yeah, well, He's not wrong.
And in the main event,
Oh my God!
probably the biggest main event in this company's history, Stone Cold taking on The Rock for the WWF Championship. A rematch from like 3 years ago.
It was 2 years.
2 years ago. Now coming to full fruition. Two of the biggest stars in this company. And they are having, quite possibly, one of, if not, the greatest WrestleMania main events ever. All-time classic. Man, just two dudes hammering out, having the crowd eating out of the palm of their hands for like 30 minutes.
Wrestling has never been hotter.
And near the finish, an old, decrepit old man makes his way down to ringside.
Well, we just talked about, at that point, he was a jacked motherfucker and still had his head on straight, but...
And in doing so, walks down to the ring, and he simply hands Stone Cold Steve Austin, who was the main catalyst to this old man, known as Vince McMahon at the time. He was his main arch nemesis, to say the least.
For years.
Yes.
And
he hands Austin the chair, and Austin bashes The Rock with the chair, and he beats the shit out of him with the chair multiple times until Rock can no longer take it, and Austin wins the belt. He wins the belt, he grabs it, he holds it up high, and then him and Vince meet in the middle of the ring. And right then and there, they have a handshake. Now, I bring this up because apparently, from one Adam Jackpot, those last...
I'm sorry, that's not who I am. That's...
What was it again?
I'm Vern Ganja.
From one Vern Ganja. He has stated that the last 4 minutes of this match completely ruins the other 30.
Yes, I do.
So, why?
Where does Jamal come in this?
I want all opinions on this. Why is it that the end of the match is so goddamn important to you that it just ruins this whole...
Because the end of a match is the most important part of any match. Because it's the fucking last thing you're going to notice. It's the last thing you take away. If you look at any WCW, okay, perfect example. Let's go back to 1997 Starrcade. The biggest story going. All on the same level almost as Rock and Austin, but for WCW. Months of build-up. Stings in the rafters. They finally culminate. They had the big match. The match is going fine and great. The crowd's loving it. Bret Hart and the Nick Patrick thing happens. Sting still wins, but that crowd is fucking pissed. And that's the only thing people remember is the ending. Because the ending of a match that has that much build and that much fucking panache, the ending should have the huge crescendo. Especially because in that day and age, WrestleMania meant the end of a feud, or it meant the end of the current feud as it stood. And they completely tarnished that entire beautiful build, the entire the amazing, if not the greatest, wrestling video package of all time, the My Way video package, the sit-down interview between Rock and Austin, Deborah, boom, bam, non-factor, fucking, I need this more than you can ever imagine. Right when the Limp Bizkit fucking this time I'm gonna let it all come out, and the fucking punches are going back and forth, and it's oh my god, it's a beautiful fucking thing, and then the match happens, and then the also in Austin's home state, by the way, not also home state, but also hometown of Austin, Texas. The Rock comes down, and people are booing. He's the biggest fucking heel in the world right now. He's got the whole world in his hand. He's doing the Rock shit. He don't give a fuck. And then here comes Austin. Oh my god, it's Austin. Everybody's fucking going crazy. And then here comes Vince McMahon. And you think, oh shit, what's about to happen? He's going to do something with The Rock. And then he starts to team up with Austin. And at that point, you can start hearing the boos. There's boos coming in from this crowd. The greatest WrestleMania of all time by many people's stands, but I disagree on that. 19 is all the boos. Oh, everybody's booing in the bed. And the last thing you get is Austin and McMahon, and they clank the beers, and Austin's champion, and now he's heel. And guess what that did for business? Actually, if I'm not mistaken, oh wow, it started to tank business. They weren't doing very well until that fucking Invasion pay-per-view happened. Oh, and that had to be because they needed something else. And then what happens? Austin just ends up fucking turning face again anyway. And that's obviously because Triple H goes down with an injury. But the last thing that you remember from that fucking match, and I still say it, any kind of match, the ending is the most important part of a match. You don't get Shawn and Taker 25 without the amazing ending of that match. You don't get Taker and Shawn 2 without that amazing ending of that match, because it's the last thing you remember. So yes, the last fucking 4 minutes of this good match is tarnished by an awful fucking ending, and that's why it's not the best main event in WrestleMania.
By your own admission, by everything you just said, this should still stand as one of the greatest matches in WrestleMania history. You said an ending should be memorable. It should be the last thing.
Memorable for the good reason. No. This is memorable for the wrong reason.
This was the end of something.
You said that this was the end.
This was the end. This was the end of the Attitude Era as we knew it. Austin, McMahon, shaking hands in the middle of the ring. That was the
not. It's
end
fucking
of it.
Stupid.
It's
not what should have happened.
How is it stupid?
Because you're completely ruining an entire storyline here. Why did McMahon have to be involved? He was never involved to begin with, and it went on to be something stupid. The 2-man power trip was fucking dumb.
But
and again, like I said, they started losing business because of it.
See,
you should not be losing business coming off of the biggest WrestleMania.
You're thinking of a person who's already like. We're like 20 years into the future. Obviously, you're gonna say that, but think about in that moment, in that very moment. You're seeing
in that
Austin,
moment, people were like, "Oh, I don't care anymore."
Fucking shake hands with McMahon. Obviously, you're gonna
want
to.
And that moment, they start losing business. They start losing money after that.
Well, obviously, they're doing
were under the
money-wise. They're doing just fine now, Adam.
Oh, fuck that bullshit. Hindsight's 2020 and all, but that's some... Jamal, you go.
Alright, so I have to be the middleman for this, because y'all two are going to go at it all night with this. So let me play devil's advocate here. I personally am not that bothered by the ending. It don't bother me. One, not because of general hindsight, but because Austin very clearly had said it multiple times. He was willing to do anything. Absolutely anything to win the title. So by his own admission, he kept to his word. He aligned with Vince McMahon to win the belt. He did exactly what he said he was going to do. He stayed consistent to that point. So by his own admission, the ending is perfect. Because Austin did exactly what he said he was going to do.
Yeah, by turning heel in his home state
after winning the guy. Let me finish.
I was not expected to get heated tonight.
He stuck to what he was going to do. However, Austin has admitted many times that ending was not the best choice.
Thank you.
So I'm of the mindset of, the match itself doesn't suffer because of the ending. Because in all fairness, Austin kept in character for the ending. He did exactly what he had to do to win the title. What he could have done, though, was stun Vince McMahon. Because at the end of the day, one of Austin's mottos, after all, is DTA. Don't trust anyone.
That would have been perfect. That I would have been okay with. If, like, Vince helped him and then he still stuns him.
Had he stunned Vince McMahon, crowd would have lost their crap, and you would have had a really, really unique ending to Mania.
And we would not have this podcast.
Austin used McMahon to his advantage to win the title, and when Vince stopped having his use, Austin stunned him. And now you have a face Austin walking into a heel Triple H that will be endorsed by Vince McMahon, with The Rock being out the picture. Because in that scenario, you just had The Rock get taken out by Hunter.
Look,
now, the evasion story complicates a lot of things, but, you know, you get the point of what I'm saying.
That's a different story for a whole different time, which I think Hicken was supposed to bring us up on that. He was going to do a whole fucking storyline, but I don't think we got to do it with him, but whatever.
But anywho, my point of the matter is, I am not of the mindset that the ending harmed the match. Because if anything, Austin kept to what he said. Could it have been done better? Yeah. I mean, no shit.
You go back
Austin admitted he could be better.
Finish.
Had the ending been different? Yeah, it probably would have worked out a lot better. But I appreciate the match because, in all honesty, I appreciate the fact that Austin technically stayed in character for that whole entire thing.
You go back and you look at Goldberg and Kevin Nash, right?
Here we fucking go.
Right?
Here we go.
And you know what? And that's and up to that point, it's a pretty okay match. But you know what people fucking remember? The stun gun.
Look,
people remember the stun gun.
Look, goddamn.
Hey, look. All I'm saying is
you want to go back to a perfect crescendo of a match? Go to WrestleMania 24 with Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair. I'm sorry, I love you.
That wasn't the main event. That's not. You can't just. That wasn't the main event of WrestleMania, motherfucker.
I could. Hold on. There's a match that I could probably go for. That's a bit more. How would I put it? A bit more better to recall. WrestleMania 20.
We can't.
Yes, we're gonna mention Benoit.
We can't.
Why you gotta put me with that limiter? Because
we're not limiting it. We're not limiting it. No, say whatever you want.
No, we can talk about it. We just can't acknowledge it, like kayfabe wise.
Yeah, Steven Richards won the world title.
Hold on. Actually, no. Let me go to one that's a bit more pleasant. Let's go to 30. Because if anything, while the triple threat match at 30 wasn't all that great, my goodness, you remember what the fuck happened at the end of the show.
Oh, you're talking about when Steven Richards made his illustrious return and beat Randy Orton and Batista for the fucking for the universe.
You know, when they go back and they show highlights of like great WrestleMania moments, you know what highlight they're not showing as a great WrestleMania moment? Vince McMahon and Stone Cold together at the end of 17.
God damn it! Listen here. At the end of the...
listen.
Will y'all motherfuckers let me goddamn finish a fucking point here?
Fine, finish your point, but I'm going to get my point across.
Look, all I'm saying is, when you got that Daniel Bryan visual of him tapping out Batista, which, mind you, Batista did not have to choose to get tapped out, but he did anyway. So, fair balls to Batista for doing that, for the betterment of somebody else. You got this visual of Daniel Bryan, a guy who was literally told for months, you're a B+ player. You basically ain't shit compared to guys like Orton, guys like Batista. And then he goes on to beat Hunter. Then he goes on to tap out Batista. He basically slays the Breakfast Club and becomes the guy. Now, the thing that hurts Daniel Bryan, this moment in particular, is Daniel Bryan's injury. Because as soon as that happened, he ended up vacating those belts. And as much as the Steve Austin thing is a pain, imagine if Steve Austin had to vacate the belt off of an injury after that. Oh, God. That's a double whammy. You lose both The Rock and Austin? With Austin heel turning and he gets injured? Yikes. In layman's terms, though, it could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot better. But I'm of the mindset that Austin and Rock worked. Because at the end of the day, Austin and The Rock stuck to what they were going to do. It just so happens that Steve Austin didn't necessarily make the right choice in kayfabe. So, I'm in the middle.
Look, God damn it.
At
the end of the day, there will be 1,000 clips of Austin stunning McMahon. And you can all play that until your fucking little hearts give out. But there will only be one image. WrestleMania 17. Standing in the middle of the ring. Austin.
27.
Shut up. Austin shaking hands with the devil himself. That is an image you will never, ever get again.
Yeah, for the wrong reasons.
Oh my God! You don't.
And to be fair, the JR Cole was really very good.
It was fucking phenomenal. It was one of the best calls he's ever done.
It was the wrong fucking time, bro.
You'll never be.
I agree with you.
Was at the hottest he could be in fucking Texas at, like everybody says, the greatest WrestleMania of all time, but I feel like that's very subjective. And you have that as your ending.
Again,
come on.
It's not like I disagree with you, but to be fair, 19 almost ended with Brock Lesnar killing himself. So I mean, hindsight's 50-50.
Well, what about we'll just have to send this down to the people if they listen to this all the way. What is your opinion on it? Does the ending of a very, very, very spectacular match ruin the whole thing for you? Or are you like me, where it's like you can appreciate the finer things in life and the things that you might never ever get again, Adam?
We got it again. It happened at 19.
Or you're like me. You're somewhere in the middle, which is a bit healthy. It's okay to be in the middle.
No, they have to be on my side.
You gotta be on my side.
Hey, y'all two need to relax. If you're gonna do all this arguing, then at least kiss.
That's episode.
No,
that's what episode 100.
What? No,
Yeah.
I didn't agree to that.
Well, it's what's happening. Yeah, let us know. Comment section. Are you in the middle? Are you on Adam's side? Are you on my side? Let us know. But with that, final segment of the night, Jamal, this goes all the way to you. Because I don't know what the hell you have planned here.
I kind of have I have an idea from a picture he posted before we started about what he was planning here, and a very, very heavy McMahon last half of our show here tonight, because if I'm not mistaken, Jamal has assembled in his own rights, the terrible labors of one Vincent Kennedy McMahon towards his fan base.
Oh no, if we're gonna be honest with you, you could call this segment Wrestle Sins.
Now, Jamal, I saw your list, and you had 3 pages worth. I don't think we could get to all 3 pages worth.
Oh no, because I could combine a few of those into one deal. So honestly, it's not gonna take too long. But humor me on this.
Well, let's hear.
And
So I guess what the idea here is we're just gonna give our opinion on these.
Oh yeah.
All right.
And trust me, it's a lot.
All right. Can go on.
Oh,
ahead.
it's a lot. I saw.
Go on ahead.
However you want to go about it and start, you do it.
Keep in mind when I mention with these, I'm going to mention it doesn't even cover, not even a fifth of some of the stuff you can associate with the Fed. It's just a small bit.
And of course, all of this stemming from the Bray Wyatts and all the releases and just everything that this company has done in a year.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the special segment I call The Wrestle Sins, where I will go through every sin I possibly can on the crimes this Fed has committed. Whether you feel like this is a sin or not is up to you. So open up with the obvious one, the firing of wrestlers in the middle of a pandemic.
No, 100% a sin.
I don't know how it's not.
Oh, you wouldn't believe the dumb people on the internet that would believe it's not. Disney does it too.
There's people out there who think it's all a fucking work between the W and AEW. And there's real people out there. There's real people out there who truly believe this is all just, oh, nope, they're all working together. Like, wow, man. Fucking read a newspaper.
Yeah, but trust me, we're going to be in for a while, so let me go through as quickly as I can. Ladies and gentlemen, how about those locker room bullies? One in particular will get his own category for this because, quite frankly, his offenses make everyone else's seem very tame.
I saw the person.
So, Benoit, Hardcore Holly, the Nasty Boys, anybody outside of the one name in particular, would you count that as a sin or not? I mean, I know the answer.
Bullying of all types is wrong. So yes, it's a sin. No one should ever be bullied, ever at all.
I didn't know what the Nasty Boys did.
You don't know that.
Nearly killing Ken Shamrock.
Oh Jesus! What?
Yeah.
Wait. When were the Nasty Boys and Ken Shamrock in the company together?
98.
The Nasty Boys were in the WWF in 98?
Roughly around. They were. It's a weird time period. Don't even try to figure it out. Just trust me when I say Ken Shamrock was not in a good mood when he saw them, and it was not pretty. And they ran from him because they knew he would kill them. So,
I mean, obviously, Bob Holly, Benoit, I think all those stories have been addressed at this point.
And now to the main individual, JBL.
Yeah.
And oh God, this list is long, but harassing Justin Roberts, Mauro Ranallo, Joey Styles, Lillian Garcia, multiple times, stiffing the Blue Meanie, Palmer Cannon, driving him so insane that he left the company, and you had Rey Mysterio running after this dude, trying to keep him to come in. Imagine the visual of that.
Is JBL also part of the Muhammad Hassan buy the boys a bunch of like liquor story? Is that JBL?
I wouldn't be surprised.
I can't remember who it is.
Steve Blackman. Although he got his punishment for that very quickly because Blackman almost killed him. So sodding Edge's balls. For no reason.
Didn't he also like fucking touch guys in like the shower too? Like he hazed them in the shower.
Yep. Let's not. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I literally like this goes back when the Morrow shit was getting like I literally couldn't believe the amount of people that were actually defending JBL, mainly because of how much they don't like Mauro Ranallo and how much they question, like, oh, did JBL do this? Like, and that was towards the stuff that was public already for JBL being a piece of shit. Oh, like, and they were like questioning it, and I was like, fucking what?
Oh, by the way, the same show where he beat up the Blue Mini, all the homophobic remarks next to Orlando Jordan. The time where he and Farouk stiffed the absolute piss out of the Public Enemy. And many more. I don't think it's that hard for anyone to believe that, this is a massive fucking sin.
I think JBL can have his own wing.
Fucking.
I mean, he broke the meter, so he's already burning in hell. You might as well just put a devil horn on his head.
He's a fucking sack of garbage.
Let's see. Punishing Baron Corbin for correctly challenging a doctor's opinion on CTE.
Yep, lost his cash in.
Yep. All because he argued with a doctor on CTE. Which Corbin was right about.
I can't fucking believe that.
Corbin, by the way, a former football player.
Yeah, and a former boxer as well. So,
for all the shit Corbin gets as a character, he's a very smart guy. I like Corbin as a person.
He seems
punishing Ricky Steamboat for wanting to see his kid.
That's so aggravating, man. Like, what the fuck? How are you gonna punish a guy because he wants to go see his fucking newborn? And then subsequently, because of that punishment, Jake Roberts doesn't get a fucking title because of it either.
Punishing Daniel Puder for literally standing up for himself against Kurt Angle, which Kurt Angle should not have been trying to fight an MMA fighter to begin with. I don't care how many Olympic gold medals you have. If you have Daniel Puder, who is a legitimate MMA fighter, your first instinct should be, I do not need to fight this dude and get myself publicly embarrassed. Oh wait, I did. Let's haze him by having Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, and Hardcore Holly beat the fuck out this dude in the middle of a rumble.
And then fire him.
Yep.
One of my personal favorites, I guess not favorites, unfavorites. I don't know how to word that. I don't know how to word this one.
Least favorite?
But one that least favorite. Yeah, I don't know. This is weird. This is weird to say favorite or not, but that always sticks with me because I'm such a fan. After reading her book, the situation between Vince and John Laurinaitis telling AJ Lee that she'll never make it on TV because she's not fuckable.
Oh, I was gonna get to that one. I was saving that one for when I get to the women.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had to get that one out there.
I'm just covering the men's ones.
All right, continue.
Oh, we're only in men. Oh, shit. Well, there we go. I just had to get that out there,
Adrian Adonis being given a androgynous gay gimmick for gaining weight. Yes, adorable Adrian Adonis was a punishment for gaining weight. A stereotypical gay gimmick. God help me.
In smaller terms, but on a larger sense, giving Owen Hart a comedy gimmick because Bret Hart left, ultimately leading to his death.
Oh, I'll get to Owen Hart in just a second.
So now I'm
Bill DeMont.
Oh, Jesus.
Fucking Christ.
And all of the people that he is hazed, including Ivelisse, Luchasaurus, one of the revival, Doc Gallows, Zack Ryder, Paige, a Middle Eastern recruit who, by Tara Galloway's recalling, was called a racial slur.
Wonderful.
I honestly can't believe it took him that long to get rid of him, because that's not even like the first round of people to come out and say he's a piece of shit.
Oh no, Rusev, Omega, EC3, the list just kept going and going and going.
God bless Albert, who is doing a great job.
Oh, even Enzo Amore thinks Bill DeMont is a piece of shit. And Enzo is a piece of shit. How are you a bigger piece of shit than Enzo Amore? That's almost impressive.
Going back to the, I love this one. I gotta stop saying I love this one. Going back to how we mentioned about the competition situation, how about Vince McMahon publicly calling up, I believe it was North Carolina, to inform them when NWA was doing their big super show between Kerry Von Erich and Ric Flair, to inform the state commission that Kerry, who had been very quiet and secretive and closeted about the fact that he had 1 foot, telling the commission, oh yeah, your guy, he's only got 1 foot, which then had to publicly be prompted by Kerry to inform the boys and the business, yeah, I only have 1 foot, and that match got canceled.
And
that was by the way, that was in the 70s, so he's been doing this forever.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Wrestler's Court.
Yeah.
And all the crazy stories that have come out with that.
Don't.
Oh, trust me, Melina's horror stories are good enough for that.
Yeah, no kidding.
I think the Wrestler's Court one is where Muhammad Hassan had to buy the boys a whole round for the entire night.
Oh, and it's also the one where Melina was pretty much humiliated to the point of crying herself to sleep. So, I mean, that's also there too. But, anywho, that Vince McMahon and Stephanie match at No Mercy 2003.
How about Vince McMahon and Trish Stratus? The bark like a dog.
I'll get to Trish. I'm saving all the women's sins for after the men's one. The only reason Stephanie's mentioned because Vince is a part of it. Speaking of Vince approving segments with Bischoff kissing members of his family.
Vince McMahon wanting to have an incest story where he got Stephanie pregnant, to which Stephanie said, "Fuck that, Dad." To which Vince said, "Oh, okay. Well, how about Shane then?" Allowing Shawn Michaels, John Cena, Randy Orton, and numerous others to kill numerous people's pushes or just effectively slow down their careers. See Kofi Kingston, Vader, a whole gaggle of people. Oh, the Nexus especially. Poor bastards. Didn't stand a fucking chance. Burying talent, all because the talent decided to get themselves over. A.E. Rusev, Matt Cardona, Aiden English. Black Saturday, the night when they bought WCW, which eventually led to almost their death at the hands of Ted Turner. So effectively, they caused the wars that happened to begin with. But we're going to ignore that. The association with Susan G. Komen. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, that alone is just, no, I'm good.
It wasn't just it wasn't just that. It was the fucking multiple years in which they prompted that shit up.
Yeah, where an entire month of October, their fucking Susan G. Komen blasted everywhere. On the ring apron, on the stage, the ropes were pink. Oh, and also we inducted her into the Hall of Fame.
I can't fucking believe that shit.
Oh, how about the Warrior Award not being what it was intended to be?
Oh, we're going to get to that one.
The Warrior Award, which was supposed to be for people behind the scenes, and instead they used it as a publicity stunt. Firing CM Punk on his wedding day. Which, you could say it was unintentional.
But Vince has not given me
bullshit.
Otherwise.
Shit, that was unintentional.
So,
someone in that fucking company knew.
The glorification of the ultimate...
I was going to say, which, by the way, prompted AJ, or April, on her wedding day to cry.
Oh, well, yeah, we definitely gonna get to AJ at some point. The glorification of the Ultimate Warrior. Now y'all want to kiss his ass?
Look, okay. the self-destruction, then glorification.
Yeah. We're gonna
of a man who is a massive homophobe and a racist.
Titus O'Neil nearly being fired for telling Vince to please let your daughter go first.
How about you're fired? Vince, you can't do that. 90-day suspension. Vince, you can't do that. 60 days. All right, fuck it. Just let him have his way. How about, didn't Emma almost get fired because she accidentally stole something?
She did and then got her job back, but we're saving the women for later because some of those...
No, they just keep popping in my head.
Let's see. Hulk Hogan and the racist rant. And now he's back in the company.
Well, I don't know if that's a Vince McMahon sin.
He allows him into his fucking company every year.
Allowing him back, yes, but the rant itself is all
the rant himself, no. But the fact that he knows about it and is still publicly endorsing Hogan, considering the fact Hogan has done absolutely nothing to display that he is one iota of fucking sorry about what he said, is beyond a wrestling sin at that point. It's an actual sin.
Well, you want to go off of racism? How about the constant, not just racist gimmicks, but racist storylines? I.e. Booker T and Triple H?
I mean, that kind of speaks for itself, because, racist beating the black man after hitting his finisher, and he laid down for his finisher for nearly 30 seconds.
Kurt Angle and Booker T. I mean, yeah, it's funny now, but at the end of it all, it's very racist.
The exploitation of Reed Flair's death.
I can't believe they goddamn did that.
Oh, you want to go off of that? How about the exploitation of Roman Reigns' leukemia?
Oh,
yeah, that's a fair one too. Oh, speaking of numerous distasteful storylines, Katie Vick, good guy rapist Kane, sexual chocolate Mark Henry.
Oh well, I don't know about that. They had him sleep with his sister and had him say some transphobic shit. I don't think that gets a pass.
No, I will say that I will give Katie Vick a pass considering how fucking funny it is.
I'm not giving that a pass at all because he was literally doing it with an actual funeral next to him. So no,
that is true. There was a real funeral.
That's still fucking funny.
No. Because if someone walks in and sees that, game over.
How about, it's technically, he let it on his TV, but how about during the 9/11 episode of SmackDown, Stephanie McMahon comparing the Twin Towers being attacked to the ongoing fight between the WWE and the Invasion?
No!
Oh, speaking of that, the steroid trial of 1993.
Keeping Jimmy Superfly Snuka completely under wraps, even though you damn well know he killed her.
Yeah. The sex scandal of 92 involving Pat Patterson and numerous others. Oh God. This is starting to get to very, very questionable levels if we haven't already got there.
We haven't even got to the women.
A man winning the first ever women's Money in the Bank? And see, that wouldn't be bad, but the man in question is James Ellsworth.
Yeah.
So a pedophile won the first ever women's Money in the Bank. Ouch. Speaking of a man winning something that a woman should be winning, Mixed Wrestlemania Battle Royale. Using Santina Marella in drag. Yikes.
I don't. And the fact that they brought it back, like, I believe in the 2019 Royal Rumble, was fucking baffling.
I kind of found it funny.
Of course.
The questionable handling of the COVID-19 pandemic.
Questionable. Questionable.
That's being nice. That's being nice on my end.
Yeah, no
I
shit.
know it was very bad. It's very bad. I'm just saying. I'm being nice here.
The fact that in the most recent example, the fact that we found out about Jeff Hardy having COVID, not through the company, but through the promoter of the club that his band was supposed to play at after tonight's episode of Raw. The fuck.
The exploitation of Eddie Guerrero's death.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, the exploitation of anybody's fucking death.
Yeah.
That's fair. The Billy and Chuck and Glad debacle. Oh God. Oh God.
Oh, but I like Billy and Chuck.
God damn it, Adam.
Yeah, but that's tainted by the Glad stuff because they should have left that alone.
It was.
Oh yeah, no, they were not happy once Billy and Chuck were like, "We're not gay."
Yeah, because
Hoarding talent in attempts to hurt other promotions. Nothing new there. Making your full-time performers look like shit compared to the ones that are there part-time. See Goldberg, see Brock Lesnar, see anybody you could really name.
going to this day.
Yeah, the main events of both world title matches at SummerSlam are involving part-timers.
No, Cena's doing full-time for the most part until he's leaving.
Well,
So,
we know Goldberg's not. He's once a fucking year.
Yeah, he's gone after this. He's gone after this match.
And both of his matches this year have been involving world titles.
Yep.
Just because he said, "All right, sure."
the tops of the list. Well, not really the top, but the screwing of Bret Hart, which as questionable as you may feel it is, still happened.
I mean, we haven't mentioned it, but Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. And the one thing that's even worse than Saudi Arabia, the manslaughter of Owen Hart.
Yep.
And having wrestling fans believe for years that Martha Hart was a bitch, when in fact, she was rightfully pissed off for all the right reasons. Yikes.
A fucking clip. A clip, people. A clip. Gosh, Jesus Christ, that's that.
Now we get to the women. And
yeah, we touched the women.
Just a handful. This is just a handful.
Oh boy, here we go.
On top of the ones we already mentioned.
Let's see. Let's start with Lana being slut-shamed over and over again. Hello, Rock. I know you did that promo on her being flexible.
That one time in Memphis.
Too.
That one time in Memphis.
Yeah, we're just going to quietly calm that down with Sable's sexual harassment lawsuit. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, that's not the first sexual-related thing. The sexual assault case against Vince in 2006.
The what?
Vince McMahon had a sexual assault case filed against him in 2006.
I didn't know that.
Oh, look that one up. Trust me, I figured out about that one. I found out about that one very recently.
As mentioned, making Trish Stratus strip and bark like a dog on TV.
Firing Dawn Marie for basically getting pregnant.
Yeah? That's true.
Yeah, that's for true.
basically telling Gail Kim that she's not attractive enough to be featured on television. To the point where she had to leave a battle royale in a minute.
Telling a 19-year-old Kelly, you're a stripper.
The aforementioned AJ Lee being told she was unfuckable.
Piggy James?
Yep. Hey, Reader Chatterton. Does anyone remember you?
Oh, did we even mention Mr. Heine?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we can mention it now because, the numerous crimes against JR.
The numerous crimes against JR.
Humiliating him numerous times publicly. The Mr. Heine segment. Drafting him to SmackDown without him knowing. The bullying of Joey Styles. Again, most of the people did it. Whether they want to admit it or not.
Fake Razor and fake Diesel.
I mean, compared to most of the other stuff we just heard, it's not really.
That's kind of tame.
Just, hey, man, I'm just trying to think of other ones. But I bet there's more women ones we trying to skewed off. China. Yeah, China.
Fuck. You just gotta say her name and that already just
China.
Yeah.
If we're gonna be blunt about it, the Stephanie McMahon affair, and not helping China when she was kind of begging for it, and Hunter basically abandoning her.
I'm just saying, look up that fucking Vince Russo thing during that China documentary that I think Vice did. Just look it up. He's very much right about everything he says about fucking Hunter and Stephanie in that one fucking clip.
Oh yeah, he's absolutely right. Doesn't change that he's a piece of shit himself.
Oh no, absolutely. I'm just saying that he got a very good point.
My dad?
That.
Yes, he's a piece of shit.
That's my dad, though.
He's done some very.
He's not to mention with him being an anti-vaxxer. I mean, he doesn't really help himself anymore. He's just kind of adding it on.
Okay, I won't. I'll stop talking.
Go on to the next one.
Oh, how about
Lita?
Lita.
Lita.
Alright, woman.
If we're gonna be specific, the Crime Time Wholesale.
Fucking
yeah.
Oh,
just the whole.
This is your retirement match. We're gonna call you a whore.
The whole way of how they treated her near the very end of her career in WWE, just.
Punished for not kissing Madigan via a stink face. Yes, that's a thing. Because she didn't want to do the kiss with Madigan because it would ruin the moment. Vince was like, okay, you get a stink face from Rikishi. What? Oh, having Stephanie McMahon engaged in HLA. Why is your daughter engaging with lesbians and kissing Rikishi? Why? Why are you doing this? Oh, by the way, Vince McMahon drugging his wife in the storyline.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Zombie Linda.
Every single time Vince has perved on any single woman that is in a company. So Candice Michelle, Trish, Tori, Stacy, Jackie Gator. Like, Jesus Christ, Vince. Tone it down, buddy. Punishing Lily Garcia. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Yeah, finish your first, yeah.
Punishing Lillian Garcia by having her be kissed by Christy Hemme. Why? Because she missed a ride to the arena. So we're just gonna non-consensually have her be kissed by Christy Hemme. Okay.
Multiple pot shots at religion. AE Vince McMahon versus God.
Having multiple grown-ass men kiss his ass.
Yeah, I don't get that one still.
See, And this list is just small. There's a whole lot more. But there's a point to me naming all these sins here. There's a very specific point I'm trying to make here when I do this. People will defend this company no matter what shit this dumb old motherfucker does. This dude will do some heinous stuff. And some people will be going out of their way to say, Vince McMahon is not evil. Maybe he's not evil, but he sure is manipulative. He sure is a shrewd businessman. He knows what to say to get people to stay around. And you know who else is not that much different? Triple H. For all the talk people have about NXT and how good it is, Triple H is no different than Vince. He's even more of a smoother talker than he is. Because people like him. People like Hunter. People like Adam Cole. People like some of the people down at NXT that'll bust their asses and have these 5-star matches, and yet they suffer because at the end of the day, if you lose a war in Vince's head, you ain't worth a damn. You know why the Karrion Kross thing bugs me? It's not because I don't like Karrion Kross. Because Karrion Kross's political views aside, he shouldn't be losing to random ass people on fucking Raw. He should be at least protected to some level of degree. But when I see him losing to Jeff Hardy on Raw, the same Jeff Hardy who can't even beat a Jinder Mahal lackey, I have a problem with that. This same Karrion Kross goes on to beat Keith Lee, who then beats him next week. So it's like, what's the point of this? Why should we care? When you consistently book all these talent to look bad, you put your women in very uncomfortable positions. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention this sin, but I'm going to mention it here. Pressuring your women to look a certain way for television. Hello, Peyton Royce. Remember that boob job you got?
Well,
Hello, Charlotte.
Multiple boob jobs. Kelly got them, and if I'm not mistaken, she got rid of them after she was gone.
So did Trish.
Yeah.
Hey, Charlotte. You might not admit it, but Meltzer was kind of right on what he said. But you got a little antsy about it because you're Charlotte. So, I mean, I get it. But, you know.
You drop.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, Dewdrop. Piper Niven, a girl who, whether you feel like about her however you want, but she's considered a major player in the UK wrestling scene as far as the women goes. And she debuts as Dewdrop for Eva Marie.
Look at Bertha Faye, a dominant women's wrestler in Japan. Comes over, and I think she was supposed to be like a hick, or like she was just like a repugnant looking woman because she was fat.
Oh, by the way, Roddy Piper blackface.
I was gonna bring that one up too.
Covering half his face in blackface paint. Now, he's regretted that, so can't really give him too much flack, but you know, Vince still kind of let that slide. Not a good idea. Really isn't. Oh, and after all the stuff that I just mentioned, there's still a whole crap ton of things I could go on about. But quite frankly, I'm not about to have people staying up all night. The point of all of this is to say, with all the sins that the Fed has and continues to grow over time, people want to give AEW all the flack in the world for all this stuff. But let me remind people, was the Fed's women's division always perfect? Hell no. They didn't have that shit figured out until now. And even now, there are some cases where I could say that women's division is shitty. Purely god-awful. You might have the talent, but you cannot make up for the fact that you can't do anything with that division properly. You have a bunch of women's tag belts, but yet you keep dropping female talent to the point where you make the belts useless. Why even have them? Why even bother with that? You have all these girls busting their ass to win these championships, and yet only a select few of them even get a chance to be a champion. You just give the opportunities to the same people. And yeah, I get that, but eventually you can't rely on the same people forever. You can't rely on Charlotte forever. You can't rely on Sasha forever. You can't rely on Bayley forever. You can't rely on Becky forever. You gotta take a chance with people. You can't rely on Goldberg. You can't rely on Cena. You can't rely on these people from the past to try to fix these holes that you have. It's not working. People ain't budging with this shit anymore. Well, all the stuff that y'all have been doing and all the stuff that's behind the scenes, I don't get why people don't just say to themselves, maybe I should stop watching the Fed. And I know to a degree I'm guilty of that too, but my counter argument is, bitch, I'm petty. I watch that shit illegally. You think they're getting my money, you must be a fool. Shoot. If I want to watch Tribal Chief versus John Cena, I'm going to stream that shit illegally. Because I don't feel like putting any more money into the company that I already have over time. It's not worth it anymore. This company does not care to handle things the right way, and they never have. All of these things is just proof that they don't care. Put your time and investment into a company that actually will try to give a damn. Triple H, for all the good talk people have had about him, could even turn Ty Conti into anything worth. But AEW turned her into a woman who could fight for their world title, their women's world title, in a matter of months. Yet Triple H is supposed to be the bright future. Alright. Now y'all just telling me lies. Well, I mean, it would be a lie if Vince McMahon wasn't already trying to undercut him to begin with. But whatever. What would I know, right? I'm just some smark on the internet who watches a lot of wrestling. What would I know about the business, right? I'm done here. Just remember, just because you're a fan of the big company doesn't mean you just get to ignore everything they do. Because eventually, you will have to face it. Whether it's the Saudi deal, or the numerous releasing of talent, which I know they ain't done with, you gotta face facts. The WWE is not going to change unless certain people are gone. And that may never happen. And quite frankly, CM Punk was right about them from the beginning. That pipe bomb promo, for as overhyped as it has been to a degree, is still the most accurate thing about that company. Even if Vince died, it might be in the hands of someone even dumber than him. But hey, what would I know, right? I'm just some loudmouth dude on the internet. So I'm done here. Y'all want to conclude this properly? Feel free.
Well, I think there's a lot that can be learned here. Is that, I guess, don't stop putting your trust in big business, for one. Second, please stop celebrating evil white men. Because it's really weird, and your mother should be very concerned. Also, get the fuck off Twitter! Those are my main 3 points. But with that, that's going to end it here for the Four Post Massacre Podcast. Jamal, please tell these people where they can find you all over the interwebs.
See, the best way to find me is through the Twitter at BedlamTheSavage. Yes, you may see call stuff, but you also may see my opinions on wrestling and all the gaggle and matters. Whatever. And yeah, I get random accounts like the Toriano fan account following me for some weird reason.
Well, we are very honored to have you a part of the Toriano fan club. So it seems, but that's going to be a whole different conversation for a whole different episode. Adam or Vern Ganja.
There you go.
Is there anything substantial you would like to add to close out this episode of the podcast?
Well, usually I like to take the stance of like the push forward, but I think Jamal really hammered that home here tonight for us. So I'll only tell you, leave you with a few things here. Go check out VXS this weekend. I believe it's like $12. It's on Fight TV. I'll be in the crowd. Try and scout me out. I'll be the dude in the Coca-Cola shirt with the Britt Baker t-shirt on, because that's my like whole look when I go to these indie shows, because I want to be one of those guys. I don't think there's any other real big independent shows going on this weekend, but as Jamal said, support other companies. I try to make that the biggest part of every time we end these shows is support other companies that aren't the Fed, because those are the ones that are going to treat you with all the respect that you deserve as a fan. And also, everybody get up. It's time to slam that, because this is it.
Oh, dear God.
And God damn it, have we had some fun here tonight? We talked about Michael Jordan extending his
own. No! And we're done. We're done. Good night. Goodbye, everybody. We're done. Bye.